Okay, so welcome everyone. This is Shark speaking, in case you didn't already know. And this is my June Materia BA practice run. So I try to host these once a month, every month, usually near the end of the month, always on a weekend. Just so you guys know, for this month, this is actually supposed to be the June practice event, but the last day of June is a Friday, and the week before that, I was off sub. So I decided to push it to the weekend of the 30th of June, which is 1st and 2nd of July. Hence, is on the 1st of July. Okay, end of this month, I will also host another July practice run. Okay, it will fall very likely on the last weekend of the month. Bearing any circumstances, like maybe there's some event or a major patches. Usually, I will try to avoid coinciding events when there's like major patches or some other clash. Okay, like I think in April this year, this 2 or 3 months ago, we had a BA anniversary event. So during that month, I didn't do my usual BA practice runs. Okay, but subsequently, I will try my best to host one a month, as long as I can, and for as long as there's demand for it. Okay, now, for the run itself, okay, I think we are just waiting for a couple more people. So I think team one has 2 more people missing, and Kelly's not in my team yet. So hopefully she'll turn up soon. Now, before we zone into Hydatos, okay, now a few things to cover lah. Okay, now first thing is, for those of you who are here, okay, I'm quite pleased to see that our signups for today's session, we managed to cap. Okay, we hit 32 players. Just for your information, BA can field a maximum of 48 players. However, I'm intentionally trimming down the number of teams to 4. So instead of 6 full parties of 8, I'm only hosting 4 full parties of 8. So 32 players. And the remaining 16 spots, I actually leave as a buffer for anyone to take those spots. So basically what happens is that we have 16 spare slots that will be FFA, okay, free for all. Okay, anyone is free to join the run. Okay, the reason for this is simply because BA, right, is actually an quote unquote open instance. Okay, the way I host my BA runs is that I don't restrict players from joining the run. So, and you'll realize why I do this as well, because the process to get into BA, right, is a free for all process. There is no guarantees that you will get into VA. I'll explain this later on, but there's this thing known as a portal wars. Okay, we call it portal wars. You actually have to secure your own entry into VA to get into VA to do VA. So there's no way for me to guarantee everyone here gets in if there's like an excessive number of players. Like, okay, just for reference, on Elemental during peak, or should I say content lull periods, where BA and Hydatos is very active, on a weekend evening, we sometimes see numbers of up to 100, 120 players sitting in Hydatos waiting to do BA. Only 48 people will get in, and of those 100 plus people, they will fight amongst themselves to secure their entry. Now, thankfully for Materia, we don't have such issues, because one of the pros and cons of having a smaller player base is you don't have too many people vying for these events. Having said this, it's very nice to see that Materia, we have managed to fill a full 32, and there are even more players beyond these 32 who want to join. So feel free to join our run. Okay, for those who didn't manage to sign up but you've expressed interest to join us, just feel free to hop in with us into Hydatos. Okay, if you're on the VC, you'll be able to hear the instructions as well as the callouts and the explanations. So just feel free to just join us along as we go through BA together. Okay, now for those who for some reason or other, either you don't manage to get in or you didn't sign up and you don't feel okay to just hop in later on. I will be streaming this run on my YouTube channel. Okay, I've just created a YouTube channel recently just to stream these runs. So I posted the link in our Discord. You can actually see it in the Eureka Lounge channel. So feel free to just watch as we go through the run as well. Okay, now yeah, we won't be starting the BA so soon. As in, okay, I'm going to brief everyone on what to prepare for BA itself. Okay, and then after that we'll do ready checks and we'll zone in. Okay, now there's a couple of things that you, as a new player, okay, this one only applies to new players obviously. For the veterans, you all no need to listen to me ramble. Okay, but for new players, you basically can only have your body piece. So if you haven't already done so, or if you've not heard of it, right, the Kirin's Asode or Vermilion Cloak is this. So if you haven't already got one, I think Eric earlier on posted and pinged people telling them that if you don't have one, go and find him. He's on Pier 1. Hopefully some of you guys who didn't have it took him up on the offer. Okay, but basically the body piece is BIS, okay, best in slot for not just BA but for all of Eureka. So if you actually got it when you started Eureka, right, it will have helped you along the way. It makes you stronger, tankier, do more damage, okay, etc. etc. So it's actually the best in slot. Now all the other gear, okay, all your other equipment, headpiece, feet, hands, legs, and accessories, you cannot get any of the BIS pieces for the left side until you have actually done BA. So the only thing you can have is the body if you are new. Subsequently, once you do a couple of BA runs, you will get these fragments which will allow you to upgrade your elemental gear to +2. Okay, elemental +2 is BIS for Eureka itself. Okay, so this is for the gear. Now, for some of you, if you have Cassie's earrings or Blitz rings, which is bought from the market board, those are technically not BIS lah. Okay, they are technically BIS, but it's not very much of an improvement over your whatever eye level, 590 or 600 plus gear that you have. The stats will be synced down anyway, and the Cassie's earring and Blitz ring just gives extra haste, which is good for some classes but not fantastic on others. Okay, but if you do have them, you can use them. If not, it's fine to not have them at all. Okay, now other than gear, make sure you have your logograms prepared. Okay, bring your logograms with you if you haven't already done so, or if you haven't appraised them. Now later, once we zone into Hydatos, right, there'll be some time at the start to appraise the logograms. So spend some time to do that in Hydatos itself. Okay, assuming that when we zone in, Ovni doesn't spawn. Okay, it doesn't instantly prompt us to start BA straight away. Okay, so there will be some waiting time. You can quickly go and form some logos actions, okay, if you haven't already done so. Okay, if you are unsure of what to have with you, you can feel free to ask during the waiting time. Okay, but everyone should have at least one slot or one tray of either empty or with a single Spirit of the Remembered. Okay, I will mention this later on once we zone in as well. Okay, now the third thing you should bring with you is just have some food. Okay, if you want to use pots, it's fine as well, but generally speaking, not necessary. But food does obviously help. So bring some, eye level 450, 500 and above food. Okay, anything higher than that, it just sinks down to your stat limit lah. Okay, you won't maximize it, but it's good to have something on hand of the appropriate class. Okay, so just these three things to check for. Make sure you have them lah. Okay, if you have any of these, just bring them along. Okay, if not, then just have your gear, some food, and we'll try our best to go through BA later on. Okay, so this is it for the pre-entry check. At this point of time, we will simply do ready checks for all parties. It's already 3 minutes past 8 p.m. plus 10 GMT. So I'll just run a ready check.
While you're doing that, just so you know, Ovni is being killed at the moment, so you have a bit of time until the next one.
Thank you very much. Yep, so this is expected.
Am I too late?
No, no, no. Okay, she finished cooking already, guys. Okay, this is Kelly. Say hi.
Sorry.
Hi,
Yes,
Kelly.
Hey. Sorry, I bit my hand, so I was like rushing around. Me and fire.
Play with one hand. Okay, no, no, no. Okay, join the PF lah. I think team one
Yep.
is missing 2 players. Is that correct? I'm not sure if
Yeah, that's right.
Bella's. Okay. So for those players who are not here, okay now, one thing I want to mention with regards to um the attendance is that for BA, right, you will realize that I'm a bit more cavalier with the attendance in the sense that I'm not really strict about having everyone to be present or be on time, simply because of the entry process into BA. So basically, even if you are here, you sign up, you did everything correctly, but later you fail to get a portal, you don't get to do BA. So you need to just secure your own entry into BA later on. Okay, now having said this, most of the time on Materia, we tend to manage to get everyone in, so it's not too bad. But I generally won't go chase people if, let's say, they don't turn up. We ping them. As I mentioned earlier on, if possible, I try to drop a cursory ping on the Discord if people change their names to their in-game name. But if they don't change their names to their in-game name, then we cannot ping them because I don't know what their names are, and in which case I can't do much about it as well. Okay, so for those players who have those parties who have full 8 members, ready check, everyone's ready. Just zone into Hydatos lah. Okay, everyone needs to be in the Kugane zone, in other words, Pier 1, and then we will just zone in. Okay, now the first thing that we normally check upon entry into Hydatos is that we're in the same instance. Okay, but nowadays we generally don't have too many issues with instancing, because there's usually only one instance open and it's shared across the entirety of Materia. Okay, so just make sure that you're in the instance with, I think, about 40 plus people. You should see most of us here. The weather should be the Umbral Turbulence weather, which means Ovni was just killed recently. This is expected, is part of the plan, because every time I do these practice runs, I zone in Ovni spawns, and then we have to start straight away, which is a bit of a rush lah. So today's session gives us a bit of time to chill a bit, and then you can listen to me ramble a little bit and bore everyone to sleep. Okay, so basically we are gonna have to wait for about, I think, 20 plus minutes for the next Ovni to spawn, which gives us a bit of time to get things settled down. Gives me a bit of time to explain some things as well. Okay, now welcome into Hydatos. From this point onwards, right, so there's a number of things to explain here lah. So just get settled in for the new players. Okay, this one is mainly targeted at the new players. Okay, veterans, once again, y'all can just go and do your own thing lah. Okay, y'all know my modus operandi, so just do whatever you want. Okay, now for those who are new, while you're here, there's a couple of things you can do. So number one, of course, go to the logos manipulator and go form your logograms. Now I did mention that you should have a single logos action tray, which is either blank or has a single spirit of the remember. So the reason for this is because later when we enter into BA itself, everyone needs to pop the single spirit and use it on themselves. Okay, but you need to use it after entering to BA. Usually I tell people not to use it outside here, because if you use it here and you die fighting Ovni or along the way or some other reason, okay, you die before entering to BA, even if you do get rezzed, you will lose the spirit. So don't use the spirit of the remembered now, save it for after entering to BA. Okay, now someone asked in my party, do we need stabilizers? No, we do not need stabilizers, and I'll address this later on as I go through the introductions as well. Okay, as I go through this some things to note about our run. Okay, but you will not need stabilizers, and I'll talk about stabilizers in a short while. Okay, but let me just cover the basics first. Okay, now so form your logos actions. If you don't already have what's this called, Eureka potions. Okay, if you don't already have Eureka potions, These are what they look like. I'm going to, oh, okay, Kelly's shouting something, so I'll wait a bit before I shout. Okay, so this is what the Eureka Potion look like. You can buy these from the Expedition Provisioner in town. These are 300 gil each. Okay, not very expensive, and they are spammable. They give you a regen effect of for 40 seconds, and they have a cooldown of 45 seconds. So basically, like, you can keep spamming them every 45 seconds. So make sure you have a healthy supply. I usually carry about 100 or so. Anytime you're fighting a boss, you just, you know, pop them on whenever the cooldown's ready lah. So just buy a couple of Eureka potions, have a healthy supply. It will help with the healing as well. Okay, now the other thing to check is prior to starting BA, right, is that you have a couple of things that you can you need to ensure that you have met the criteria for before you can enter the BA. So I usually do these checks before the BA starts. So number one, you need to be elemental level 60. Okay, if you are not EL 60, then you need to quickly level up to 60. Okay, sometimes people, they hit 60, they go into BA, not BA, they go into Hydatos or Eureka, do a bit of farming, met an accident, they die, release D level, and then they just rage quit. And they forget about it, sign up for the run, appear at the run, realize they are level 59. You need to hit level 60 or level up back to 60 before we fight Ofni. Okay, so make sure that you are elemental level 60 if you are not already at that level. Okay, there's still some time, and it's relatively quick to go from 59 to 60. If you just go to Sprite Island, do some reflect farming, or, you know, just kill some mobs in a party, we can help you to quickly level up if there's anyone who is 59 and needs to hit 60 really quickly. Okay, thankfully we have about like 20 minutes to get this done. Okay, now number 2, if you open your mini-map and you see a quest icon on your mini-map, it means you haven't unlocked BA yet. Please ensure that you have done all the quests needed up to the point where the Popoto in town, okay, Kral, tells you that you have unlocked BA. Okay, there will be a message saying that you have unlocked the Baldigian Arsenal, as well as there will be a terms of service agreement. You need to tick the box and say yes, you agree. Okay, I don't know if you remember this, if you remember it, but when you unlock BA, there's this terms of service thingy that you need to tick to say that you agree that to these things before you can actually attempt to do BA. Okay, so make sure you have that unlocked. Okay, you have that done. Okay, now the third thing, and this one is also quite important, is later on when we fight Ofni. Okay, Ofni is the fate that spawns somewhere in the bottom, the southern, slightly to the southeast part of the map in Hydatos, and Ofni is your key to entry into the Baldigian Arsenal. What needs to happen is that we will all need to head over to Ofni later once it spawns, fight it, kill it, and get a gold credit rating for the Ofni fate to qualify for BA. If you do not get this gold contribution, you cannot do BA. Okay, once you have gotten this gold credit, it will give you an ethereally primed buff, which starts at 10 minutes, immediately ticking down to 9. So it will appear on your buff bar. You will straight away tick down to 9 minutes. Okay, so it's actually a 10-minute buff. If you don't have that, you cannot go into BA. So everyone must contribute and participate in the Ofni fate. Now, the thing is that for Ofni, usually to get gold is relatively easy. You just join a party. 5 to anything more than 5 members is generally guaranteed to get gold. Okay, so just join a party. If you have 5 to 8 members, just hit it a little bit, and generally speaking, you will get gold anyway, because it counts everyone's contribution and gives everyone the same rating. So if you all did sufficient contribution, okay, tanks just turn on tank stance, hit it a little bit. DPS just tag it a few times and just DPS normally. Generally, you will get gold. Now, do note that you will also need to be in the fate zone or the fate area before Ofni dies, or at the moment Ofni dies, for you to get this ethereally primed buff. In other words, do not run out of the Fate Zone prior to Ofni dying. Okay, if you move too far away from the Fate area, you will not be able to join BA later on. This is quite important. Okay, now a bit of backstory. The reason for this is simply because in the early days, what happened was that when people were fighting Ofni, when Ofni was about to die, some players would detach, disengage from the Ofni Fate, run off to try to get a head start in the Portal Wars, to try to secure their entry into BA. So they'll leave early and leave a whole bunch of players behind to continue to finish off the Ofni. If enough people left the Fate Zone, Ofni would reset, because it will try to chase someone out of the Fate area because everyone was running off. And then Ofni reset and no one get to do BA. So as a countermeasure, SE made it so that you have to stay in the zone, the area, when Ofni dies for you to qualify for BA. Hence, you cannot run off early. Okay, so keep in mind, don't run off, don't stray too far from the Fate Zone later on. Okay, and these are the 3 criteria you need to meet for you to enter into BA. Now, once Ofni dies, the Portal Wars phase begins. Now, what happens is that 4 minutes after Ofni is dead, okay, so when the buff hits the 6-minute mark, 48 blue portals will appear in the Hydatos region, okay, the Hydatos zone. Now, if you're in the Eureka Lounge channel, okay, just take a look at the Eureka Lounge channel. I will post a copy of the BA portal map there now. Okay, you can actually also see it in the pins for the Lounge channel. Okay, but usually it gets buried quite far down. So I'll just post a copy of the map. Okay, everyone can just head over to it. Okay, and just take a look at the portal map. You will note that there are 48 spots. Okay, just ignore the separation, okay, or the sectioning of the map. It doesn't really matter. Okay, those sectioning is more for assigned portal spots. Okay, but for our runs, we just adopt a free-for-all methodology. Okay, anyone can just grab any portal. Okay, so the idea is that once Ofni is down, you will run off and find a portal position and camp the spot. Okay, you basically sit on the portal spot and wait for the portals to appear. Okay, do note that the portals do not appear instantly. Okay, they only appear 4 minutes after Ofni is killed. So on your buff bar, once the buff hits 6 minutes, blue portals will appear. Okay, 48 of them in the 48 spots as listed on the map. Now, blue portals are what we call priority entry. We, generally speaking, for my runs, in fact I think for most of the material runs, we generally don't use blue portals. Now, blue portals is you need a special item known as an etheric stabilizer to utilize the blue portals, and blue portals are not free. Okay, this stabilizer item, right, isn't free. You need to farm crystals or special token items that you can get in Hydatos to purchase the stabilizer. Therefore, it actually takes time and a bit of effort to acquire it. Using the stabilizer through a blue portal will consume the stabilizer. Okay, we always call it a stab, S-T-A-B, stabs for short. Okay, so I will do so as well. So using a blue portal consumes the stab, wasting it, or should I say utilizing it, and you will enter into BA earlier, before everyone else can get in. It's sort of like purchasing your entry into BA. Okay, it's like buying your entry in certain, like as I mentioned earlier on, okay, I also host these runs on Elemental, on heavily contested or peak hours, when there's a lot of people in Hydatos and everyone wants to do BA. you have to bring a step or you can't get in because everyone's gonna step. Here on Materia, on the other hand, lower population, less competition. Okay, and also for my practice runs, we don't step, period. Okay, we do not use steps at all. Okay, now I'll explain why. Now, blue portals appear after 4 minutes and another 3 minutes after the blue portals have appeared. All the blue portals that were not utilized will disappear and red portals will appear. Now, there are 48 blue portals if, for example, 3 players stabbed 3 of the blue portals. Now, those 3 blue portals will disappear from the map when they are used. And 45 red portals will appear and reshuffle their positions. Now, the portals will reappear in the same 48 spots, but 3 of the red portals will not appear. Therefore, 3 random players will get shafted off their spots. Okay, they'll be sitting on a portal, but no portal appears. Hence, for practice runs or the runs that I host, generally I tell people do not step portals, because when you step a portal, you are essentially shirking the responsibility of securing the entry into BA to some random player in the instance. But because all of us here are here for this practice run, you are essentially screwing over someone else in our run. Okay, if it's a public run, then you know it's every man for themselves situation. Usually you just step lah. Okay, but for practice runs, everyone's here because of the practice run, so there's no real reason to cause issues for someone else. Now, having said this, later on, when the portals appear, leave your mini-map open because you can see the portals on your map. I will usually recommend for players to make a beeline towards one of the 48 portal spots, but try to prepare like multiple spots in advance lah. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 portal spots near each other, and you know, sort of remember them. Or if you have a separate screen, even better, you can just leave the map open on your other screen. Okay, and make a beeline towards it. Now, the etiquette with regards to portals is that if you head to a portal spot and someone's already there, move on and find another portal spot. Okay, the first person who gets there usually sits on the portal spot and camps it. It is essentially their portal spot. Move along and find another portal spot. Okay, vice versa, or conversely, if you get there first and you sit on it, and if someone comes along, they should move on and find their own portal spot. Okay, now, one other thing to mention here with regards to portals is that there's quite a number of experienced or veteran players in today's practice run. These veterans, they don't actually need more BA clears, but they are usually here to assist me in my runs. Okay, some of them may be here to farm items, you know. Wow, Kelly, what are you doing? Reach. Okay.
What, bruh?
Reach. She just flex the money amount in my face. What the fuck? Okay, never mind. Okay, carrying on. Got slightly distracted. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Okay, so if there's quite a number of veterans in our run, and they don't actually need more clears lah. They don't actually need more BA. They try to join the run just to help out, you know, bring some DPS actions. They are usually fully geared. They'll help to handle some of the mechanics. Okay, but in a pinch, if you are new and you cannot find a portal, okay, you can't find a portal spot, just maybe shout it out or yell it out. Okay, no, shout lah. Just shout it in the instance, and a veteran who is sitting on a free spot may tell you. Okay, they'll whisper you and tell you that there's a free spot at a specific spot place, and they'll give up their spot for you. Okay, usually the veterans in the run, if they didn't sign up, but they are just here to crash the run and you know, join us as we go through BA, they will usually give up their spots or just sit on portals and wait until all the new players have gone in, then they will take the leftover portals. So essentially they are just here to sort of be a filler, buffer, and help to support the runs. If you, for some reason, you cannot find a portal, don't panic. As I mentioned earlier, the minimap, leave it open. You should be able to see all the available portals. Just quickly make a beeline to the nearest red portal, and fingers crossed, you should be able to click on a portal. Okay, now looking at the player count in our instance right now, we have about 48 which is just nice. Okay, and not all 48 of these players are going into BA, so we should all get a portal later on. Okay, I think there's 2 players who are level 55, 3 players who are below level 60, so there's, reasonably speaking, 45 eligible players, okay, which means everyone should get in. Yeah, but then how are you going to settle support fit later? Okay, never mind, we'll worry about that later on. It's a problem for Future Shark. Okay, Future Shark will deal with that later on.
Mhm.
Okay, now while we are waiting, if those of you who can find a fairy okay, or the elemental on the map, what we normally do here on Materia is that we don't utilize the fairy first. Okay, you can either wait till Ofni appears and then take the fairy before entering into BA to maximize the buff. Okay, the fairy, if you didn't already know, gives you an experience buff as well as a slight damage up and HP regen over time. The buffs last for exactly 1 hour after you pick up the buff, but it cannot be refreshed. Okay, you cannot refresh the buff. So the moment you pick it up, right, you cannot refresh the timer. It will last for exactly 1 hour. Okay, usually this is enough to cover the first half of BA, especially for practice runs, because I tend to explain a lot of things, so it's a bit slower than usual. It will usually last until just before AV, and then you will drop off. Okay, but at least you have the buff for the first half of AV. I mean the first half of BA, sorry. Okay, now moving on. Okay, see, again, we are still waiting, so just go ahead and do your own things. If you have any questions, okay, thanks, Fruit Pie. Fruit Pie mentioned there's another 10 more minutes before Ofni spawns, so I have about another 10 more minutes to keep you entertained. If you have any questions with regards to anything at all, you can feel free to just shout it out. Can you just shout out the question, type it out? If I'm not mistaken, almost every party, okay, party 1 has Gallant, Bella, Hecate. Okay, I'm in party 2, Delvin and Azaleas in party 3. Okay, and then Tomato and Hellball is in party 4. So if you have any questions with regards to anything with regards to BA, you can also type it in your party, and the veterans in your party will help to answer the questions for you. So okay, for myself, I'll be upfront. I generally don't keep an eye on chat because I'm explaining too many things. There's too many things to keep track of. So
Yep.
I might miss some questions in the chat. So the veterans will usually help me to cover those questions. So thanks very much, guys.
And it's pronounced Hecate, not Hecate.
Not Hecate.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's Hecate.
I see. What language is that?
Greek.
I
What do you
see.
think?
I should have known. Damn. Okay.
It's like my
I-
yeah.
yeah. Wait. Okay.
No. With a fairy. If anyone finds one, just let us know.
Okay, now, yeah, okay, I want to address this thing. Now, for those of you who don't have parties, right, what usually happens is that later, right, once Ofni pops up, you just either form up into a party now, and I mean, since we are waiting, right, and we are all in the same practice run, I guess this is a slight advantage of being in Materia. The only people in here is those doing the practice run, and there's a couple of randoms. I think 2 or 3 people here farming stuff, but if you all want, you all can just seriously just form up into a party now before we even get started. Alternatively, once we enter into BA later on, you all can also form up inside BA itself. Okay, you can shuffle parties around, we can move players around. Okay, if let's say there's a party who has like no healers, or all the healers died or DC'd or something, we can shift healers around from one party to another. and sort of reorganize the parties lah. But generally speaking, the sign-up forms help me to do this as well. Hence, why I use sign-ups for practice runs, because in the first place, the run already takes a long time, so I don't want to sort of like drag out the run further by having to do organizational matters midway through the run. Okay, but if there's any of you who are here with us today and you're not in a party, maybe just do what Fruit Pie and Super Saiyan are doing. Raise your hand, ask for a party, and then a party leader will just pick you up. If you all can get like healers and a tank, that's fantastic. Then you already have a fully formed party. Okay, do note in BA, right? There's a couple of special rules with regards to BA. Now, in case you haven't already heard about it, right? In BA, you cannot get rest normally. Okay, you can't actually get rest normally inside BA. Healer Resurrection, Varese, Aigiro, okay, all the rest spells doesn't work in BA. So once you're inside BA, if your first line of resing yourself is the Spirit of the Remembered buff, hence why it's so important that everyone needs to have one. When you use it, it stays on you for 3 hours, which is more than the entirety of your time left in Hydatos. Okay, you will never expire on, because the moment you enter, you only get 3 hours. The buff itself, you stayed it, but it still gets consumed. Hence, the advice to bring more than one spirit. Okay, if you are new, everyone should have 3 trays at least. If you did some work and some homework, you might have farmed up to 6 trays. Okay, you can bring maybe, reasonably speaking, 3 spirit is enough lah. Okay, but if you are nervous or you're afraid you might die a bit more, you can bring all the way up to 6 lah. Okay, 6 is a bit excessive to be very honest. I think Niam once mentioned to me that 6 is overkill. You shouldn't be dying that many times anyway. Okay, plus it's a practice run. We have healers to support you, and there'll be callouts as well. Okay, but if you're not, if you're unsure, just bring more lah. Okay, just bring more. Every time you die, you need to use a new spirit. Okay, so just bring some spares with you. Now, the other thing to mention is that inside BA, right, or in Eureka, from Pyros onwards, we have access to Logos actions. Now, Logos actions actually allow players to flex roles. So certain things like, if you bring Plate Bearer, you can essentially tank. If you bring Cure Tree, you can be a healer. And then if you there are a lot of actions for DPSing lah. Okay, for tanks they have Wisdom of the Martialist. For healers they have Double H, okay, everyone's favorite, to help pump DPS. So to a certain extent, your roles doesn't really matter too much. We still need at least, I'd say, probably about 5 to 6 tanks ideally, and 1 healer for each of these parties, at least 1. Okay, 2 or more is fine. Okay, anything more is just bonus. So we should still have ideally a few tanks and quite a number of healers, but in a pinch we can actually sort of flex the roles by utilizing the Logos actions to sort of run or function as a different role. Like if we have too many healers, some of the healers can bring Aether Weaver to push DPS. If we have not enough healers, some of the DP bring Cure Tree to sort of function as a secondary healer. Okay, they can spam the Cure to help heal as well. Okay, so don't worry too much about the roles as well. Okay, you can flex roles. Just choose the one that you're comfortable with, and if you have gear for it, even better. Okay, so once again, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask lah. You can ask in the shop chat as well. Okay, now, other things to mention here for Logos actions. If you have read the BA README guide or our guide for content achievers, okay, the web link guide, you have noticed that we recommend, other than bringing Spirit of the Remembered, okay, for DPS and healers, you can bring Plate Bearer as well for the first half of BA. This Plate Bearer action is defensive in nature, and it sort of gives you extra HP and extra defense, so it sort of keeps you alive. As a new player, it's kind of useful, especially for the first pair of bosses, the twins. But
it's really strong now. Like, it's really strong.
yeah,
when they changed it.
Actually,
Yeah.
it was really very strong previously lah. But
Mm.
They changed Plate Bearer?
the effect, yes, the effect changed slightly. It no
Oh.
It's pretty
longer
stonks now. It stonks now.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
some math involved lah. I didn't go do the
Yeah.
math but basically they changed it from giving you a flat defense bonus, right, to damage mitigation numbers. So now I think it's like 80. You take 80% or something lah. Yeah, like what Tatamo says. There's a huge discussion on it in the Eureka Lounge channel. Some people did some math and then they realized that overall it didn't change very much. It still functions very well, but you must pair it with Shell or Protect, and then I think it does like mitigates like 80+% of all incoming damage, which makes you really tanky, which is really good.
Well, it's not a one hit anymore. You at least have, you know,
you will survive
the
lah.
ability to run.
Yeah, you'll survive the if you mess up, you will survive the messing up. For most
Yeah.
for most mechanics, okay, for most mechanics, not all lah.
Not lateral slash. You
Yeah,
get
some
killed
mechanics
immediately
will
with that.
still kill you outright lah. So you will still need to prepare, still need to do mechanics, and to some extent, for the second half of BA, right, we always encourage players to bring DPS wisdoms. Okay, so instead of using Plate Bearer, or should I say, after the midpoint of BA, we will encourage player to switch out the Plate Bearer for DPS wisdoms. Okay, DPS wisdoms being Wisdom of the Elder, Fiend Hunter, or
Marshallist.
Duelist. No, not Marshallist. Marshallist for tanks.
It's for
Duelist.
tanks.
Yeah, it's for
Rah.
tanks. Hmm.
Yeah. Plate bearer is mainly just for the mobs,
Yeah,
not the bosses.
Plate Bearer is for the mobs, and I guess only for art lah. For art,
Like AoEs maybe. Yeah.
it will help you for those players who signed up on teams teams 2 and teams 4 today, because you're going to the art side later on. So I will try my best to keep you all alive lah. I'll try to describe it in a way that you all can try to stay alive. But we will try our best lah. Okay. If any one of you dies in BA and the spirit procs and you get back up, use another spirit. Okay, straight away prepare another spirit and pop it lah. So be ready to crack new spirits every time it procs, because you will not it will immediately res you. You will be resed on the spot. You have 5 seconds of invulnerability, then after that you are vulnerable again. So get ready to crack another spirit instantly. Now, for whatever reason, if spirit doesn't work, okay, if you die and then spirit doesn't work, you will stay dead lah, obviously. Now, not to worry, there's two other ways we can res you, one of which is unreliable. Okay, now healer LB3 can res everyone in the party, but it's very unreliable because we only get access to it in boss fights, and only if the boss lives long enough for us to build LB3. So normally I don't rely on it very much. Now the other method, and the way that we usually res dead players in BA, is that healers have this logos action called Sacrifice L. Now, Sacrifice L, what it does is that it raises a dead player, but it kills the healer casting it. Okay, it's only usable by healers, so only healers can sacrifice other players.
To put on a full Spirit of the Remembered.
Yeah.
So it goes 70%, because if you do the other way, which is 30%, you're very much gonna waste a lot of Ether Weaver.
The
So
offensives
it's
lah.
gonna be really
They're gonna waste magic
offensive.
bursts for the sacrifice, right, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, doing it the cheap way is more expensive.
Yeah.
If your RNG is like so bad, like mine, so yeah.
Actually, the solo remember and solo sacrifice tree is like 200 IQ strats, but then you are nerfing your trays
Yeah.
lah.
Flexibility.
Yeah.
Save cost, but you restrict your ability to res more players lah. But I mean, it's up to
Yeah.
the healer lah. It's up to the healer.
Yeah, I usually do that with one set, because I have a Spirit of the Remembered and Refresh L spare.
Mm.
Yep.
So if I'm doing a sacrifice, I can do two on one
One tray lah. Yeah.
tray
The
and
first
then
one.
switch it over so I have another refresh.
Mm.
So yeah,
That's actually quite
big
smart.
main strats.
But
Which
yeah,
is
just
surprising.
try not
to
to.
me.
The best pro tip: just don't die. Just don't die for it. Just don't
Yeah.
die.
That's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, we will try our best. So for this learning run, okay, now, obviously I cannot insist on healers raising dead players, obviously, but most of the veteran healers here, they tend to be really nice and generous, and they'll try to raise the new players as far as we can go in BA.
Yep.
Realistically speaking, we'll go all the way to the end. We'll see Osma for sure. But whether we clear Osma or not is a whole different story altogether. Okay, and I will explain.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason why, right, is simply because Osma, if like maybe 2 to 3 players mess up the mechanics, right, we can all die. We can all, like, it will snowball into a wipe. Okay, like players fail the meteor mechanic and blast the entire platform. Like maybe half the platform is dead, and then some of them res but not enough get back up, and no main tank, and the players start to die one by one. That platform is obliterated. The mechanics go to the other 2 platforms remaining, and then we all start to die as well. So it kind of like gets out of hand really quickly in the last fight. So we'll try our best to stay
Definitely
alive.
didn't happen 2 nights ago.
Like, I'd suggest, like, try not to freak out move. Because if you freak out move, you're going to either fall off the side or you're going to be like the sheep. And I don't mean this negatively, but one sheep goes one way and they're all like, shit, and they go with you. So you don't want to, like, freak out too much because you might kill everybody anyway. Especially with XL.
XL Bomber, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's like you see everybody scatter when one goes off, and it's just like, no, stay together so I can heal you all back up to health. Yeah, because a lot of the times XL bomb will go off, and then a meteor will go off after that. So it's just a matter of seconds for the healers to re-heal you up to full. Yep. Where the frick is this Omni?
Typhoon and No Trafi just came in, just got in anyway, so it's not locked. It's a bit late. I guess it's a bit late. Yeah. So this is one of the few things with regards to instancing for BA . I hope you guys have like ample time for today's session. I mean, I can't control.
We've got a couple. Yeah, we've got a couple that might have to leave. Yeah.
Okay lah. Hopefully I'll try to keep it. I say this all the time. I say this all the time, but everyone doesn't believe me. I will try to keep the explanations brief later on. Hence why I'm front loading all the explanations now, rather than later when we go in. Okay, so me as well. Okay, just to explain what's happening. Ovni appears 30 minutes after it was previously spawned. So it spawns, we kill it, 30 minutes later, it spawns again, and then usually, we can kill it again, and if everyone's here, we'll just go in. Okay, but this time round, some of the guys were keeping track of time, and Ovni is apparently late, so he isn't appearing. Now when this happens, it means it usually means that the instance is locking soon. Means the instance is gonna close soon. Hey, look, Golden Mask up.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, let's go over. So we can either. So what we are doing is that we are actually testing the instance to see whether it's actually closed. We will know it's closed when someone tries to enter the instance and they get into another instance. Not this instance. Means this instance has closed.
I just had a friend join this instance like a minute ago.
Yes.
He got in just
Yeah.
fine.
We can actually see this because when we look at the adventurer list, we can see like Mektra's just entered, like 2 minutes ago. So we kind of know that the instance is still open. Hence, why I'm not saying that we should leave lah. Okay, if why are you laughing? Okay, if instance,
There's stairs over here. Come on.
yeah. Okay, now if the instance closes, what happens is that Ovni doesn't spawn in a closed instance. Generally, okay, most of the time Ovni doesn't spawn in a closed instance. Having said this, I've seen it happen twice before where Ovni spawned in after the instance closed.
Eureka's not a sure science at all.
Yeah, it's
Let's just spaghetti.
chaotic lah. It's unpredictable. We don't really know how exactly it works, but in a general sense, if the instance locks, Ovni doesn't spawn in a generally speaking. So once the instance has locked, normally we wait a little bit, and if Ovni doesn't show up shortly after, we just rezone. We have to re-instance, and it will delay our run by about 10 to 20 minutes lah. Okay, so I do apologize, but I cannot control it lah. Okay, there's no way for me to force Ovni to spawn. Hence,
Don't lie to us, Shark.
shh,
We know you can do it.
don't tell them that. Don't. But yeah, no. Seriously speaking, I can't really control the instance or instancing, so we will just have to
Well-
wing it for a little bit.
If you guys want to make the run faster, bring more Death L. There you go.
Sus.
This is true. No, I mean the numbers add up.
I guess
It's
I mean,
just
that's
simple
true.
math.
All you really need, right, is one, maybe like 5 to 10 people using Shark brand Death L, right? Then you just like insta deaths everything, just kills everything. Hey,
Yeah.
some of you
It
guys
kills you too. Like, where can I return it? Thank you.
no refunds.
No,
Yeah.
that's when you know a product is guaranteed satisfaction, when they do not offer refunds.
You would hate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, just
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, Ovni spawns like shortly after this lah. If not, then it means that the instance is gonna lock soon, and then this might delay the run, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Dude, I've got like Witch in a Watch.
No,
I'm
you
gonna be
don't.
watching it through BA. Yes, I do. New season came out.
Or you can watch it as you are doing BA lah. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So anyway,
Come
just curious, right? Is there like anyone who is has a time limit on today's session? Now usually, I will usually delay the run up to an hour. Let's see, it's 6 o'clock, 30 minutes. Yeah, maybe
What?
up to an hour,
Yeah.
hour 20 minutes. Then after that, if let's say by 9:30, is it 9:30? My math, 6, 7, 8.
Are you talking about
Your time,
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
10 to 9 now. 10 to 9 now.
10 to 9. Yeah, so by 9:30 latest, if we still haven't started BA, right, I'm just calling it. I won't
Yeah.
I won't delay the run for an hour and a half or more. So just to let you guys know, I've had cases in the past where we had delays for 3 instances. It means we zone in, no Ovni, we zone out, zone in the second instance, no Ovni also. And then the third one, right, I just like, okay guys, we're not doing this anymore. It was delayed for way too long. Yeah, so I'll try to keep it short lah, but if any of you for whatever reason need to leave later, right, just let us know lah. I mean, if we have already started and you need to leave,
Yeah.
it's okay lah. To be honest, you can still leave
Other
midway.
commitments are more
Mm,
important.
You can stay
Like,
with us
basically,
for as long as you can, and then once you need to go, you just thanks guys, I have to go now, and then you can just hop off lah. It's perfectly fine. We will adjust for you leaving as well, so don't worry about it too much.
I've got a time limit of 5 a.m. Do you reckon we'll get it done by then?
Maybe, who knows? We
yeah.
Alright. We'll go for a speed run then.
Okay. Yeah. Mm.
8 plus, isn't it already 8? Unless
I think-
Sisiri is plus 8.
I think they're meaning 8 p.m. plus.
Oh, 8 plus 8. Okay, yeah. Means you have about
Okay.
1 hour and 10
1 hour and
minutes
10 minutes. Yeah.
to 8.
It doesn't.
and then
It's
a bit
okay.
more
You
afterwards.
you can go. It's fine.
Mm.
We have another healer in our party anyway, and I can solo heal, so it's okay.
No, you can just join us for as long as you can, and then once you need to go, you just go lah. It's fine. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's no problem. Yeah.
There will be more BAs.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
this
Yeah,
is not-
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, the guys here are really, really good with it. So, you need help, just let somebody know in the Discord chat.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, and then just to like sort of let you guys know, other than my practice runs, I think there's quite a number of BA veterans who host public runs throughout the week. I think Tomato's hosting one next week on
Next
the
Saturday.
9th, is it? Is it
the
9th?
color that you're not is your color thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The color one.
Team
Yeah.
BA,
Color.
9th of I
That'd be
think the 9th of
cool.
June. Yeah, so you all can join those as well lah. But do note that those are park runs. So normally most of them they just wing it. They don't have sign-ups and everything. It's not very structured. But you can just
There are normally call outs,
Mm.
but there aren't signups. Yeah.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
just show up,
Hug.
grab a portal, join the VC if they have one, and then listen to the call outs and then just have fun basically. As I mentioned earlier, the BA is not very we can sort of flex things so you can flex roles, you can flex the parties, you can flex party members, pass them around, things like this so it's
Yeah.
not that bad, it's not very not rigidly structured so feel free to just
Like-
join.
If you're like really new, you're unsure of yourself, and you want to do BA, but you're having a hard time, staying alive, let somebody know. Like, there's so many people in here that know what they're doing and would be able to, mother duck you to help you through it. Because if you don't say anything and then, you do something wrong, there's something you're not going to be able to learn. If you have somebody that, in here all the time, they can pair up with you and they can help you. So, it makes it more fun here.
Man,
You want to set a time where we call it on this instance?
I mean, as
Yeah,
long as
it's-
people are coming into this instance, right, there's nothing we can do. Do you get what I mean? Like, even
That's
I
true.
say,
If
like,
people don't leave.
yeah, like I said, okay, we're done with this instance. Let's go find another instance. Then we leave, and then we come back into the same instance and can't do anything. So we can't do anything about that. So as long as people are still coming into this instance, we have nothing we can do but to stay in this instance. Yeah. Damage is good. Damage is always good. Yeah.
Yep. Fire! Anarchy!
Fire
Raw!
Or I cast
No.
sword.
Yeah, let's see off me. Yeah, no worries. Like I can see, I'm refreshing the
Oh,
player
weather
list.
swapped, so it's soon. Oh wait, no, that's just blue. Never
Oh.
mind.
No,
Sorry.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
blue.
matches my mood, not gonna lie.
I saw the purple and I'm like, oh, it's red. No, I'm just bad.
Hi, bad. I'm Azalea.
I've heard.
Yeah, so with regards to the BA's difficulty, right? It's not that bad lah. I'll be very honest with you. BA isn't that difficult. It's not like savage tier raiding difficulty. It's actually closer to like 24-man raid tier difficulty.
Yeah.
So
The only
basically
challenging
can-
thing is the no res thing.
Yeah, the main reason is
Yep.
the main thing is that it's punishing for failing or for failure. Like if you die, people stay. What's that phrase again? People die when they are killed. Yeah. So if you die,
Yeah.
you just stay dead. That's the main problem. But the fights
Yeah.
themselves are not that tough. They are really not that bad.
Ozma can be rough if you're unsure, but yeah.
Hmm.
If everything goes well, everything goes well.
The most challenging part of BA 7 rooms.
I mean, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. Most of the VA runs that I've hosted are like super duper smooth, guys. Well done. But then there's that one
Wait,
run.
that's not
There's one run where someone just like meteors the entire platform, and then my platform
Yeah.
gets like Excel bomb. It's like, oh guys, this is fine. Then the house burning in the background. This is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. But why is there 7 rooms?
Seven
What does
room,
that mean?
Well,
Yeah.
you check all 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you still haven't found it.
That was one. Yeah, there was a run where we did all 6, and then went,
Oh,
wait,
no.
you didn't find the portal. And then we have to go back.
Yeah, that's 7 room. That's
Oh
a
my
7 room
God.
BA. That's a 7 room BA. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I understood
Yeah.
the reference. 7 room.
Yeah, yesterday, one of our regular JPs, they ran over the portal, and I was running just behind them, so they ran over it and revealed it, and then I went in it. So, with no perception, that was so good.
It's just frugal. You don't have to use
I mean,
resources unnecessarily.
if you do like a no DPS run, right? You gotta do that, right? Because no one's got perception.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we did it, but we only had a Dragoon with us at one point.
Yeah. We
I
did
think that was,
or healer
Dragoons
or
aren't
tank.
DPS, it's okay.
Ella. Yeah, it was Ella that was
Mm.
Dragoon. So, I don't have much faith in Avni coming.
I know, right? It's taking like way too long. It takes way too long.
Yeah,
Ah,
this
my
is
God.
very weird.
It's like suspiciously
Are
long.
they? What about try and spawn
Other
another
stuff?
one? Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you want to go kill stuff, you can just.
Well, we just spawned Goldemar and
I know,
nothing
right?
happened.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's so weird. I don't think there's any other prerequisite for Ofni spawning other than having at least I think it was 8 or 10 players in the instance, and then
All I know
15 minutes.
is no queen has to die before Cassie spawns. That's it. I don't know the conditions properly.
It's just like suspicious lah. Like some of you can Oh, I see what you mean. It's like everyone
Yeah.
has to leave, but then there's some of the guys in here who are not actually with us. There's 2 people here who are doing their quests in Eureka, so they are not gonna leave the zone.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, the 2 of you guys. Yeah, I know, right? Don't know, man. I don't know how this works. I've never had to like force rezone everyone before. Normally, it's either locks or Ofni spawns on time.
Yeah.
It's okay, we're materia. We're not going to be shattered.
I was about to say. It's just one of those things. That
We can just help the level 57 guys level to 60 lah. Since you're all here anyway.
just go around and
Go
take them
spawn,
in.
go spawn everything. Go spawn all the NMs. Then we just like go NM train, kill stuff. Yeah, like go spawn all the NMs, and then by the time we kill everything at day 60 already, then you just join us.
Yeah. Oop.
Oh, AFK kick you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's okay. You can come back in.
Okay, Faye. Just like get out of the party, come back in, and then do a shout, and we'll pick you up again. Oopsie.
Yeah, no worries. Those of you who like if y'all feel like this is like too tiring or it's getting really late and you gotta work tomorrow, feel free to just like hop out. It's okay one. There will be more BAs in future, and I'm not offended or anything, so don't worry about it. Yeah, I think some of you living in the future, like in the +13 GMT, it's getting kind of late for you guys. So I'm aware that if y'all cannot make it, just come back for the next one, or maybe like look out for Tomatoes run next week. You can join that one as well.
Yep.
Oh, it's +12 now because
That's
daylight
12.
savings. Yeah, I keep thinking it's 13
Yeah.
because of DST.
Can we just get rid of that already? Like, I hate it. It misses,
I mean,
like, welcome.
America got rid of it this year. Can you
Wait,
believe
really?
America's ahead of the
Oh, wait, yeah.
of some of the other places? It's
What
crazy.
if they being progressive? Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, no, but like the sentiment is 100% there.
Like, unfortunately, I feel bad for the actual Americans that aren't stupid. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that technically isn't an insult. It's only an insult if you think you're stupid.
I guess that's true lah. Alright, they spawned
I am not getting
but-
involved in this conversation.
I know, right?
Alberta Paradise is up, so people who want to go for more crystals,
Mm.
should go to that. Yep.
Is Faye in the VC? Faye in this VC.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Faye.
Ah. You try to rejoin the.
I'm getting into my own instance.
Yes, I knew it.
Nope.
I knew it. So, what has happened, right, is that the instance has locked. So maybe you just go
Yeah.
kill the bird first, right, and then we all rezone. So
Yep.
Faye, you just stay in the new instance. Faye, you stay in the new instance so that you hold the instance open.
Yeah, you stay there while we have fun.
No, there's actually a reason for it. So if Faye goes in the new instance and he stays there, why you leave? I say we go kill the bird first. Okay, never mind. If Faye goes into the new instance, right, or whoever goes into the new instance, they will hold the instance open and start the clock running on the next OVNI spawning. So once we are done with kill the bird first. Go ahead, kill the bird. I mean, even if you re-instance now, we still need to wait about 20 minutes for OVNI to spawn. So those of you who want to head over to the NM and smack the NM, just go ahead, kill it, and then once we are done here, I will call for everyone to rezone, and then we will zone into the new instance. Those guys who are already in the new instance will be staying in that instance to hold the instance open and
Keep the timer running.
yeah, keep the timer running basically.
It's like keep the engine running.
Exactly,
Keep the
exactly.
timer running.
So
Yeah.
they'll start the countdown on the next OVNI spawning when they are just by staying in the new instance, and when we zone in, OVNI will be just about ready to spawn. So this will buy us some time or gain us some time.
One of those reasons as well for why you don't pop the remembered before you get in.
But hopefully the remember. I mean, for those of you who are using Spirit of the Remembered, right, you should be using the single trade,
Yeah, the
single
cheap
spirit, the cheap one. Yep. Don't be using the one spirit by itself. Those come from Protectives and are really expensive. You should be using the Aether Weaver Martialist Plate Bearer combination, which comes from Conceptuals, which are generally speaking relatively cheap because they can be farmed in Hydatos easily. Wait, Kelly, since you're already outside, you just go into the. Okay, let me think.
No, I'll just wait for you out here. It's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, I guess it's easier if you just wait outside, cause
Yeah.
you need to
Otherwise,
party up
pick
later.
me up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, CCV, I think you will miss like a little bit of the. You'll probably not make it to the end. So this run, let's say we kill the bird, we zone out, we go into the new instance. It'll be about 9-10 or so. Maybe about 10 to 20 minutes after that, OVNI will spawn. So by 9:30, OVNI will spawn, and then our BA run starts at about 9:40 lah. Latest 9:40 it will start. The run will take about an hour and okay, I'll try to keep it to an hour and 40 minutes at most. So 9:40, 10, 11:20 p.m. The run should conclude lah.
That's really late.
Yeah, I know. Hence, that's why I'm saying. So for those who cannot stay so late, but you are obviously welcome to just follow us through as much as you can until you really
You still get
cannot.
rewards for like stuff,
Mhm.
right? And the early rewards are still useful. So.
Correct, exactly. So although you might not reach the very very end, you can still follow us and kill as many of the bosses as possible, until you really cannot, and then you have to dip, and then you just hop off, say thanks, and then just eat yourself, and then come back and try another
Yeah.
day.
Eat.
I think we can just start in maybe everyone here already. I think everyone who should be coming over to the bird should be here already. We'll put like maybe 30 seconds lah. So another 30 seconds, then we just eat the bird, and then we should rezone, get to the new instance.
No, when it comes to birds, we usually just wing it.
I know, right? Sus. I knew it.
Gotta love the pun.
So funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I think now's a good time to start lah. So Let's just go.
We get callouts.
Okay, sure. Try not to die. Avoid the mechanic.
Instructions unclear.
Don't get hit.
Yeah.
Don't take damage.
There's more than one way to sleep.
I mean, the bird literally uses the sleep mechanic. So
Yeah. That's what I'm
don't
saying.
stand the feathers. The feather will explode, putting you to sleep.
Yep.
Boop. Look at all those guys sleeping. Stay on ops. Yeah, doesn't matter. Huh? The ops explosion is so massively huge, right? That there's no realistic way to avoid it while still doing DPS. So it's okay, just fall asleep. Generally speaking, you won't actually die from the hits here, lah. And if you are worried you will die, just unsync yourself. Aha! Abuse the level sync mechanic.
Yeah. So see, you unsync yourself, you're not gonna get hit by.
Yeah, I know, right? Just abuse it. Okay, so the bird's down. We will all head over to the next instance, lah. So just
Everybody out of
rezone.
the pool.
Everyone out.
Well, that fight was a snooze.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is Faye still here? Is Faye? Oh, Faye went inside. We will pick Faye up inside. Yeah, that's correct. I also
Yeah.
forgot. I keep forgetting.
You told them to stay.
Yeah, no, that's correct. My bad. Okay, lah, fingers crossed this time Kelly doesn't jinx us and Offni will pop.
I'm offended. Okay.
Hi, offended. I'm shocked.
Um,
Uh-huh.
So offensive.
Uh-huh.
Like, totally.
Hey, Siri, are you joining us? You want to come along? Just join us as far as you can go, lah. But they need to leave at 8, right? So about 1 hour, 20 minutes. Yeah, okay, lah. You can maybe see the first 2 bosses, lah, realistically speaking. But again, I'll try to go as far as I can.
Yep.
Okay, lah. I will try to speed up today's run quite a bit. So we're gonna just settle all the organizational stuff first. Now, later once we zone into BA, right? At the very start, okay, I hope you guys are still here. So at the very start of BA, right, there'll be this platform, and what happens is that we will spend some time to form your logo's actions at the start of the BA. So do note that inside BA, at the very beginning, you still have access to the logos manipulator and the Magia Melder. That will be the last chance we have to form logos actions, rotate the Magia board thingy, set your Magia, and then once we get started, we will no longer have access to it. So if you need to, you will have one last chance to make logos actions inside of BA itself at the very start, and then once we get started, no more. We cannot change it anymore. Now, at the start.
The second instance that we've been saving has locked, so there's a third instance now.
What the heck?
Okay, I'm gonna head out. See you guys.
Not good day today for learning run.
Let's see.
Wow.
But some people just got in here, right? How?
It's probably because so many people rejoin the instance that are locked at the same time.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. There's how many people are in that other instance? Oh, I know what you mean. Okay. So those guys who went into that man. Okay. Those who are in the instance that Faye is in, can y'all just rezone? That one is locked already. So y'all come out and join in this instance. So basically, we have to wait another 20 minutes. Oh my god.
I think maybe let's just do this as spawning stuff and farming things. It's sad, but an hour and a half late to start is probably a bit too much.
What do you mean a bit too much? We're still pressing on. What are you talking about?
Huh? I was just saying, like,
It's
a lot
11
of
p.m.
people.
Chuck. This is like,
Yeah, I know.
it's like you're gonna be picking me up off the ground, nobody else.
I know. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So for this instance that we're in now, if Offni doesn't spawn in 20 minutes, or is it 30 minutes? I don't know. But the next OVNI that spawns, if it's later than 30 minutes, we will call it. We will not proceed. So, yeah. So basically, for this instance that we are all in, the majority of us are in, the next OVNI will be the BA OVNI. If that one still doesn't spawn and it locks again, that's it. We will call today's session, and I'll just maybe like host one, or just send all of you guys go to Tomatoes BA next week.
You know, I'm not gonna explain anything. You're just all gonna die.
Like, don't pull up platforms, follow everyone in the group. If you get Exo bomb, don't move.
Yeah.
We could just get Callie and Shark to
the
join
last 3
next
times
week.
and someone still
Yeah.
axle bombed us twice and in
Yeah,
a row
it's okay
in
lah.
2 different runs.
Like-
So Monka.
Life goals.
Yeah.
The bomb.
I mean,
Platform.
it's gotta be a little bit spicy sometimes, to be honest,
I know,
right?
it
Some of
was
the
in
runs.
PvP they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Shake my head.
That's so much better when you like have that adrenaline and he's still clear. Just like
Apparently the instance is locked.
this one.
No, the one that Tomato is in is the one that is locked, So those of you
okay.
who are leaving that instance, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
we have to
They've
leave
got-
this one.
Yeah, you all
Oh,
leave that
okay.
one. Maybe you
Hey.
just shout.
Okay, sorry. Let me
Yeah,
say.
you shout in your instance. Tell those
yeah.
guys to get out of that one. They are all leaving
Yeah.
that instance.
The one
No,
that
it's not.
Tomato is in is currently up.
No,
Wait, no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not locked. It's not
Sorry.
locked.
Yeah.
It's,
So,
it's
not
not
locked.
locked. We have
There
people
was
currently
a-
joining.
yeah, don't worry.
There
We're-
was
guys.
a
we're
second
in the
instance
same-
immediately before Bird that had 8 people in it, and we've moved
Yeah.
over to here. This one
Yeah.
seems to be unlocked.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries, no
Yeah.
worries.
There's 49 in here.
Yeah. It's actually correct. It's actually correct. Basically, right, what Tomato is saying is that, and what we're all saying is that there's one instance that is currently open that all of us
Someone
are,
just joined in.
are funneling
There's
in.
an overflow one or something.
There was another instance that Faye was in earlier on, and a bunch of the guys who like were re-instancing to check whether the instance was open. They went into the instance, they were holding it for us while we rezoned. That one closed. So those guys in that instance have to leave and join our instance now.
Yeah, our instance is open.
Yep.
My friend just joined in.
No worries. So by right, what happens now is that there should be only one like relatively full instance where all of us are in right now. If you are not in this instance, means okay, open your adventure list and look for the numbers of players in it. There should be about 50 or more players in it now. This is the correct instance. If you are not in this instance, please rezone to join us in this instance. Okay, and this is the instance where OVNI will spawn and we'll proceed with PA in this instance.
Okay. Phase back in.
I added them into my party already. Yeah, for those of you who like missing players, y'all just grab them lah. If like I think because some of y'all left and then disconnected or something just pick up the players who are supposed to be in your party lah. If you can find them lah, or try to just grab them into your party. Okay now,
Wind.
yeah, I'll start to
Nice.
explain. I'll start to explain the first part of BA. So later, once we get started, we will just prep our logograms and then just YOLOs get started straight away. So we won't waste too much time at the start anymore. Okay, usually the explanations I deliver upon entry of into BA, right, will take about like 5 minutes or so. So I'm gonna just cut that out by explaining things now. Hopefully it's not too confusing, but it will save us a bit of time. Okay, now inside BA at the start, I mentioned earlier on that you'll be on a platform. There'll be Mega Melder and Logos Manipulator. Do not fall off this initial starting platform. Okay, because once you fall off the platform, right, you cannot get back up. And there's actually an east side and a west side. Now the problem with east and west that I found is that when you enter BA, right, you're facing south. And then some people assume east is to the right and they just turn right at the start, which is actually the west, which is the wrong side. So to avoid confusion, the Logos Manipulator side is the art side. The Mega Melder side is the Owain side. Okay, I'll mention this again later once we zone in. Make sure that you are on the correct side. Now, what will happen is that once we zone into BA, we will need to split our entire alliance into 2 halves. One half will take on art, one half will take on Owain. we need to actually split our alliance into sort of even, equal power levels, because the first pair of bosses, also known as the twins, Art and Owain, they have this unique mechanic where if either of one has any health remaining, the other one doesn't die. So if one side is overpowered, too strong, they will zerg their boss to no health, but the other boss is still alive, and they'll be stuck with that boss, fighting that boss until the other boss is dead. Hence the reason why we need to split our alliance into two evenly strong groups. Now usually what we do is we will simply split the teams into 3-3. If we have 6 full parties or 48 players, we will split them into 3-3. If we have anything less than 6, we usually split, like, 5 parties is 3-2, with the smaller numbers going to the Art side. The bigger number goes to the Owain side. Okay, the reason for this is simply because Owain is tankier. Okay, it's like, it seems to have more HP and it takes less damage. So we usually send more players to Owain side. This works out well for us because Owain is also the easier to fight boss. He has less difficult mechanics, and Art is the harder to fight boss. So those of you stuck with me on Art side, okay, I'll try my best to point out where to stand later on. Okay, but or maybe even better, right? We'll mark someone, and then they will. Yeah, maybe Kelly lah. So maybe like those on the Art side later follow Kelly. She will go to the safe spots, and then I don't even have to explain where the safe spots are. I'm a tank, so I need to be stuck with the boss, unfortunately. Okay, so later we'll do that. Okay, now inside BA, once we get started, okay, so later what's gonna happen? We fight Ofni, we all find portals, we get in, we split our parties. Now the party splitting, right? We will generally follow the spreadsheet. So for those of you who are on teams 1, 2, 3, and 4, you all already have assignments already. So teams 1, which is Gallen's party, and team 3, which is Azalea and Delvin's party. Okay, let me know if you all are no longer in those parties. But generally speaking, team 1 is Gallen's party, and team 3 is Delvin/Azalea's party. You all will be on the Owain side, the easier boss side. Team 4, which is Tomato's party and Hellboss party, and teams 2, me and Kelly's party, we are on the Art side, okay, the logos manipulator side. Later, once we zone in, stick with your parties. Do not drop off the wrong side, because if you get separated from your party, right, you cannot rejoin them until we clear the first pair of bosses. And if you're not a healer, you're not going to get any heals, which makes it very difficult to keep you alive. Okay, so try to stay with your party later on. We, as a practice, what we do is we will place a waymark on the side we are dropping on. So those going to Art side will place a waymark on the Art side exit or ledge where you will drop off, and then those going to Owain side will place a waymark on the Owain side. So you will see which side you're supposed to go to. Okay, stick with your party. Generally speaking, we also don't drop off at the start. We do ready checks, make our logos actions, prepare everything. Then once everyone's ready, then we proceed. Sometimes we may need to do some like reshuffling. Like maybe we have not enough tanks or not enough healers. We might need to shuffle players around. So it helps to have everyone on the platform until we have confirmed that we have sufficient numbers of healers, tanks, correct number of players going Art and Owain. Once that's all confirmed, okay, Kelly will be helping to manage this later on. Thanks, Kelly. Then we will say, okay, go, and then we'll drop off the platforms and start our run. Okay, now once we have started the run, let the main tanks tank. Okay, I know it seems very obvious, let the main tanks tank, but in DA, if you are new, you are not geared, you are not a tank, you are not on defensive mega, and you pull aggro, very likely if the mob, no one sees it, okay, as a main tank or as a tank, I will usually keep my eyes peeled for stray mobs. Okay, it means like, the main tank is pulling mob A, and then someone accidentally pulls mob B. If I'm a tank and I'm not the main tank, I might just shield lock or tomahawk it and hold it for you guys until the main tank is done with their mob, and then they can come and help kill this one. But if no one notices and you accidentally pull a mob and the mob hits you, you can get one-shotted. There's a chance you might just get bapped really hard and then just die. So please be very careful with aggro inside BA itself. Always let the main tanks establish MED first. Now, up the stairs from the first trash pack, okay, the first set of trash mobs, there'll be two Appendas. Okay, they're actually called Appendas, but their names officially are called Bibuloses. They look like a half cow minotaur thingy, and they have a very nasty frontal cleave attack and a rear tail swipe attack that has no telegraph. Okay, there's actually like a half a second telegraph lah. So generally speaking, I consider as no telegraph. Do not stand in front or behind of them. Stay to their sides. Also note that they will suddenly turn to the main tank and cleave the main tank. So do not stand with the main tank as well. Okay, if you are ranged, if you are not melee, right, there's no reason to be near them at all. Just stay far away and DPS from range. Okay, melees just try to stay at their flanks. As a tanker, I will stun them when they do their AoE attack. So generally speaking, you don't have to worry about it too much, but as a rule of thumb, you should never be standing in any AoEs anyway. Okay, AoEs, just like their auto attacks and all of their attacks in there, will likely one-shot you if you are not careful. Okay, so please be mindful about those two mobs at the top of the stairs. I will mention it again. Okay, just look out for their front and rear cleave attacks. Now, boss explanation time. Okay, I'll just explain the bosses now. You might not remember it later, but I will do a brief, really short recap later on once we get there as well. Owain side players. Okay, you all need to only listen to your respective explanation. Okay, don't care about the other boss for now. Okay, so Owain. Owain is the easier of the two bosses, and his mechanics are relatively straightforward. If he's of an ice element, and you'll be very obvious because there will be ice ops circling him, you need to go to the fire element spear. If he's fire, you need to go to the ice element spear. Okay, there'll be a few of them around the arena. Any of those work. If you are in doubt, just follow the crowd. The majority of the players will be going to the correct element. Just follow them. Okay, and that's the main mechanic. If the fight drags on long enough, he will place the triangle Dorito markers, okay, the red triangle markers above some of the players' heads. If you have the Dorito marker, you need to stack with other players with the same Dorito marker, except for two players with an AoE on their feet. Those two players obviously move the AoE away from everybody else, so you don't clip all of them at the same time. That's all for Owain mechanics. Okay, if for whatever reason we see the hands, it means we messed up already. It means we effed up already. Our DPS sucks. We have to see extra mechanics. People start dying then. Okay, so generally speaking, we shouldn't see lah. Okay, not for a 48-man or close to 40-man run. Now so that's all for Owain. Now for Art side, Art is a bit more difficult to dodge. So later on, what I'll try to do is I'll try to get someone to I'll try to point out Kelly, and then Kelly will have the marker on her head, right? And maybe I'll mark myself also, and the two of us will go to the safe spots. Okay, but ideally try to follow Kelly, because I will be tanking the boss, and I will need to hold the boss somewhere near the center. Okay, now Art mechanics. Art will either do a point blank AoE or a donut AoE. After his AoE resolves, the 4 spears on the edge of the arena will do the same AoE, but with no telegraph, and it comes out instantly. So if he does a point blank, you need to move out, and then once the point blank disappears, okay, once the telegraph goes away, you immediately run into the center, because the 4 spears will cover most of the outer edges. Alternatively, if you stay at the edge of the arena, between any 2 spears, because the point blanks are circles, there will be a small little sort of triangle shaped space formed between the 2 spears. Is a safe spot as well. This is where Kelly will be standing later on. Okay, she will be at the outer edge between 2 of the spears when it's a point blank AoE. Now, if Art does a donut AoE, you need to stay inside the Art's donut, and then run to any of the 4 spears, they will do a donut as well. Conversely, when Art does a donut, you can stay at any of the 4 spears and just stay there, avoiding Art's donut. Okay, Art's donut is slightly larger, you overlap a bit of the spear, but you just stay on the outer edge of the donut on any of the spears. This will place you out of range from the boss's donut AoE and put you safely inside the spear donut AoE. That is the best way to resolve Art's donut mechanic. Now, after a while, Art will do legendary gears, which will the floor will flash and you need to stop moving your character. If you move, you will get heavy, means hard to move. You find it difficult to move, and there will be line AoEs that come out afterwards. If you are inside line AoE, you will find it very hard to move out of it. So you need to try to stop moving. I will call it out. I'll say stop moving. Stop moving. You just stop moving, and then once the floor stops flashing, or once you see the line AoE, it's a blue color line AoE, just move out of the AoE, and you should be fine. Okay, Art tends to be a bit more dangerous because if you are slow with the reactions on moving in or out, you will likely get hit or get clipped, and getting hit by 2 AoEs.
There it is.
Just on time, exactly on time. Okay, but getting hit by any 2 AoEs, right, is instant death. Getting hit 3 times is also instant death. So Art, just try to be on the ball with your reactions. Okay, now Ovni is finally up, so just nice before 9:30, just before 9:30. So just on time. I do apologize for the delays. It's supposed to start 1.5 hours earlier, but
what time should we put? Pretty early, right? Everybody be here.
We just all try to head over to the Ovni now, and then let's just try to start maybe at 11 minutes. Okay, so anyone who isn't already on the way to Ovni, just start heading over to Ovni now, and we'll put at 11 minutes on the timer, on the fate time. So the timer is now at 14 minutes. So we'll give 3 minutes for those of you who are like running over from somewhere else. Okay, I see some of them are on the east or west side of the map. Just come over to Ovni. Once 11 minutes, we'll just start hitting it, and then we'll just get this run started.
Run.
Okay, now last thing to mention here is that later on, okay, because again we have only about 50 plus players in the instance, right? It's almost guaranteed that everyone will get a portal. Okay, I think some of the guys here are actually not here to join us for BA, but they will give up the portals and or stay in the instance for support. I don't know if any of these guys, are any of you all staying outside for support? Just curious. Is there anyone like staying outside for support?
My plan was to be outside if there was enough space, but
I see. I mean, if let's say if there's portals, right, you should just join us anyway. If there's free portals,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait as long as possible to like take a portal.
Yep. Cause if everyone, okay, so like Katsu asked the obvious question, how will support desk be done if everyone goes in, right? We just send 8 players out, and those 8 players will be able to blitz the support desk down by themselves and come back in through the new portals. So that's how it works, basically. And usually it doesn't even need 8 players, just like 1 tank, 1 healer, and then like 3 other players, and you can burn down the Tristy of Fate relatively easily. They just need someone with Dispel, that's all.
Yep.
Actually, that's true. We should just wait until we get there, then we see whether there's people outside. Sometimes, like maybe if you all have friends, or send out a call. I knew it, but never mind. If you send out a call, right, then maybe like some people are short, and then they can help us do support. But if not, if there's no one, then we'll just handle support fate ourselves.
It's not me. It's not me.
God.
It's clearly Kelly.
Oh,
Kelly.
It's not me.
I was so far away, and the cone is so big.
Take it, Chad. Being a Chad.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, 1 minute before we actually get this run started, Okay. Thanks. Thanks, guys, for like staying with us. And again, apologies for the delay, Actually, okay. Actually, that's true.
That's okay.
So, yeah, for those of you who like don't want to, like, you have to leave later, right? And what you all can do is you all just like hold back on taking portals, If there's leftover portals and your buff has like 1 minute left, right? Then you just go and grab the portal. It's like if you don't use it, no one will take it anyway. So you may as well use it. But if everyone wants wants to get in, and there's no portals left, then you all just sit out lah. It's fine. You just use your own discretion with regards to whether you want to go in or not lah.
Yep.
Okay lah. Okay now, okay, we're gonna start soon. For today's run, I think I will set. Let me see. Who's a tank? Yeah, is it just me? Is Galen a tank here? I think Galen, is Galen in the VC as well?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to main
Yep,
tank
Galen.
today's run? Okay, then we will get you to main tank. I would prefer I not main tank because when I'm doing exclamation, I can't focus on main tanking as well. So I prefer to not main tank. Okay, just start hitting the Ovni lah. Make sure you tag it. Just try not to die, but if you do die, doesn't matter. Someone will res you anyway, so it's fine.
We can still res. We
Yeah.
have the technology.
Yeah, just get res, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But make sure you hit the boss, make sure you just tag it so that you can enter BA later on. Hey you. Someone get the lightning
okay.
later, then just go hug Kelly or something.
No.
See, this targeting you is targeting you. Everywhere you stand, it's just aiming at you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stand behind you if it targets me next time.
I see the lightning
Okay,
on.
Ion shower
Where's the
is a
lightning?
friend marker.
Oh.
Don't get Javated to run to it, you will probably die.
Whoa.
But it's fine, don't worry about it.
Ah, Nori. Why?
See, I told you it's aiming at you. Pretty sure it's
It's
you.
3 times.
Yeah, it's definitely you. It's like face aggro. Doesn't like your face.
Doesn't like your face. That's why you're a can. You're
No,
a
but
tin can.
you can't see my
You're
face.
rusted-
You can't use that
You're
as
rusted tin. Rusted tin man.
You can't use that as
Okay, I'm
his.
just gonna go below you.
Alright,
go-
okay,
yeah.
go run off, find
Yeah.
the portal. Just note that if you see me, right, that's my spot. I usually take the portal directly to the left of me.
Yep.
But I'm not worried lah. I'm not worried. Like there's gonna be enough portals for everyone, so no worries. Yeah, those who want to go for the ferry, right, y'all can just go over and grab it lah. Go over and grab the ferry. If you want lah, if you want. I mean, to be very honest, if you don't want, so it's fine lah. It's just minor optimization, but it doesn't matter too much in the scheme of things. Okay, just wait for the red portals to appear. I will BRB in about 2 minutes. I need to get a drink. Kelly, take
Yeah.
over, thanks.
Talk is gone. Quick. I don't know. I don't know what we do. Yeah.
Conversational topics.
As
Oh,
discussed
okay,
before,
Only
we'll
one
talk on our
thing's
steps
sharp
ready, right?
red.
I hate winter. Give me back summer.
Trade you. I miss winters.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess if it was hot all the time, it'd be a pain.
I mean, I miss Tasmanian winters. So
Ooh. It's like perpetual rain in winter there, right?
no, it's just like, you know how they say like in Victoria you can get all 4 seasons in a day. It's similar, except that the sun isn't that hot. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be true. I went to Tassie a couple of times. The first time I went there, it was raining and horrible. The last 2 times
Yeah.
I went there, the Icon, nothing was open after 9 except for Domino's Pizza and one pub, and then they closed at 10. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That tracks. Yeah.
like, it's like, what the fuck do you do at night?
Having an internet connection that was good was very helpful for many years.
I bet. Is Icon even a thing anymore?
I don't know. I stopped being a part. I was actually part of the organizing committee for that for a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
years, and then I haven't been in.
I was part of Manifest before it exploded, and
Yeah.
then I used to come down with the Manifest guys and just support everyone in Icon.
Yeah.
So, oh, portals! Don't touch the portals. Like, you can touch them, but don't click
If
on
you
them.
have especially if you have a stab. If you don't have a
Yeah.
stab, then it doesn't do anything. Then it's fine.
Yeah, if you have a stab, it'll immediately use it. It doesn't give you an okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
No, you so say
Welcome
hi,
back, Lee.
hi back. I'm Bunny.
Yeah, but I'm very sus on what you're gonna say in response, so I'll stick to PG, please.
What are you talking about? You're the sauce one. What are you talking about? I was just.
Also, very importantly, we were only discussing wholesome topics while you were gone. Nothing. Yeah.
Even more
Yeah.
sus. Like my shark sense is tingling.
Everyone who is here can back us up.
Yeah.
Anyway, just to let y'all guys know, right? I'm streaming this lah, so
Oops.
don't reveal any secrets. I mean, if you did, let me know. Then later I'll go edit the video.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go cut out the last 5 minutes or so. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But-
That's okay.
Yeah,
No
no lah.
descriptive.
No worries. Anyway, hey, someone step ah. No, okay, that's fine. Okay, so just as Kelly and Fruit said, don't click on the and Tomato also don't click on the blue portals. If you click on it and you have a step in your inventory, right, it will immediately consume the step and you will enter into BA straight away. So just don't click on the portals. To play safe, just don't touch it lah. Just don't click on the portals. Now, shortly after this, all the blue portals will disappear and red portals will appear. Once you see the red portals appear, you quickly run over to it and click on it. The red portal will be in the general vicinity of where the blue portal is, but it might be slightly shifted from where it is right now. So just keep your eyes peeled and rotate your camera a little bit lah. Yeah, I think someone stepped right. I thought I saw someone. It's okay lah. It's Helibor. Never mind. Ignore him. Okay, so just note that someone red
Someone's portal
portal.
is gonna be shuffled.
Yeah, will be missing lah. Just go look for it lah. It'll be somewhere around. Just keep your map open and just run over to it. Accidents like this do happen every once in a while, so it's generally fine. Okay lor. So once we get in, right, as I mentioned earlier on, I'm gonna try to save a bit of time for this one because of the delays. So Galen will be main tank, and then what we can do now, right, is the moment we zone in, y'all just in your party level now, right, y'all decide which side you are going to, Art or Owen. Okay, for those parties who are not signed up, y'all decide which side you want to go to, and then just try to yell it out later on. Aha, Kelly, you don't have. Hello, Kelly, are you still here? Your portal missing. Go find one. Yeah. Okay, just go look for a portal and grab it lah. What the fuck? Okay.
My RNG is like so bad, man. Like
That's what you get for
48.
of baiting. No, that's what you get for baiting Offni just now. Offni didn't like your face, so he took away your portal.
You're such a meanie.
Okay.
But it was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I need to start the
What is
briefing ready for the.
Yep.
Just let me know if you don't get you already in ready. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so once you're inside here, okay, this is where the actual BA run starts. I will try to speed up. I keep saying that. Okay, now here inside BA, there's a timer in our BA run. You all notice the Conquer the Baldigian Arsenal timer, 22 minutes 40 seconds right now. We need to beat this time limit to proceed through BA. Every time we hit certain checkpoints, like we kill the first pair of bosses, the time will extend. Okay, it's a bit like a racing game. You cross the checkpoint, you get a time extension. So we just need to keep going and make sure that we don't run out of time accidentally. Okay, and since I already said I'm going to try to speed up the run, we generally have enough time lah. Okay, I generally try to pace myself so that we won't run out of time. Although I actually have run out of time before in the early days lah. Okay, now while we are inside here, okay, those parties who have everyone inside what y'all can do is you'll be yelling out, for example okay, so Kelly is here. Kelly can just yell out our party comm.
Yep.
So Kelly will yell out something as an example 1, 2, 4 art empty. So Kelly said 1, 2, 5 okay, so it's actually, so what this means is actually 1 tank, 2 healers and 5 DPS going to the art side, and I'm the main tank for Kelly's party. So this is what it means. So Hellball 1, 2, 5 art. Hellball is going to the art side, same as my party, 1 tank, 2 DPS, 2 healers, 5 DPS going to art side. Okay, and in this manner, right, we sort of let the organizer know who is going art, who is going to Owain. Okay, those who have already been assigned, y'all can just yell out your party comm and which side you're going to. Okay, generally we already have 2 parties on art, 2 parties on Owain. Those 2 parties who or maybe 1 extra party who isn't assigned, you just yell out which side you're going to and your party comm as well. Now, the other thing to mention here is once you're inside here, the first thing you should do, if you like I mentioned earlier on, crack open the single spirit and use it. Okay, I try to ensure everyone has a spirit up, but I can only see my party so party members, you'll just try to remind each other, make sure to have spirit of the remembered. Once you crack it open, use it, use the spirit, the logos manipulator, and make a new one. Okay, make a new tray. You can replace the exhausted tray, okay, so that you can maximize what you're bringing for today's run. Okay, just refresh it Okay, now once we have done all of this so once you crack open spirit, you refresh it, put a new tray in, and all that stuff, we will then do ready checks and simply get started So basically what's going to happen is that once you ready check, assemble on the side you're on, and then as a party level, once your party is ready, you just fall off and we will just get the run started. Okay, there's no need to explain too much here. I already did all of this earlier on.
Both sides are pulled. Just make sure you're on the right side.
Then
Both sides are being pulled.
Can, no worries. So I think
That's okay. Just, they obviously want to do it.
yeah, just I know need to speed up a little bit, so this is fine. No worries.
Yeah, that's okay.
So just be as you're fighting the mobs, just be careful. Don't rip enmity off the tank Let the tanks handle the mobs
Okie dokie. Yeah, good. Nice.
Right. Okay. So good luck with the initial start. Just try not to die. Once you get to the first pair of bosses, what we'll do is we'll usually shout out that they have arrived. So let's say if the art side has arrived at their boss, the art side players will shout out that they have arrived and then wait for the Owain side players to arrive, and vice versa. Once both sides have arrived, okay, I will set a start time, and then we will just pull the boss at that time.
At Owain.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay.
We will take note of that.
We'll take care of Dusk. There they are.
Okay.
Biggest target.
Okay, do remember the Biblosses at the top of the stairs. You don't want to be in front or behind them. They do a very, very nasty cleave attack that comes out instantaneously. If he's dying.
What?
No,
Yeah.
don't stand with the main
Hari's-
tank. Don't stand the main tank.
Haki's gonna keep an eye on them as well.
Yeah, he dying already. It's okay. I'll help you.
Okay.
who's holding the mob
Wait.
there? Yeah, someone should hold this. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Got it. Stun that.
Publios are pretty dangerous too. Just let the main tank handle it. I think
Mm.
Haru is trying.
I got it.
back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll hold it for now lah. I'll hold it for now. Don't worry. Tail smash. Watch out for the rear. Don't run through the AoE like that. I have to stun it. I have to stun it. But it's okay. Don't worry about it. So damn sus. Okay, yeah. Remember, thanks, Vela. Use food. If you haven't done so already, I often forget, even though I remind everyone to do so. Okay.
Yeah, food does help. Yeah.
Art has arrived. Okay, now for art side guys, I'll be doing callouts. For Owen side guys, I think one of the Owen veterans will help to call out, but we'll try to keep the callouts really short and minimal. Okay, now for art side guys, I will mark Kelly. I'll point out Kelly. Kelly is here. Okay, Kelly's there. Y'all can mark Kelly with an icon. She'll be going to the safe spots for art mechanics later on. Do note that waymarks and signs in BA is party specific. Only your party can see them. So all the parties need to mark Kelly so that your party can see. Okay, my party can obviously see Kelly because she's in my party. Other parties, please help to mark her out as well. She'll be going to the safe spots later on. Okay?
I'm secretly going to kill you all.
No. Okay. Owen's side. Are we waiting for Owen's side as well? Once Owen's side has arrived, I will set a start time, and then we will just quickly get started. Okay, the first. Oh, okay, nice. You have arrived. Okay, so we'll set the ET to be 1950. Okay, ET 1950. So 1 minute from now or less. Okay, now for the pool, if you have ranged limit break, so LB1 or LB2, if you are range or caster, 1948, you fire off the LB2. 1949, you fire off the LB1. I will also mention it out, but somebody should just use it, because if you don't use it, it gets wasted. So just fire it off at the correct time. Okay, other than that, rotate your Mega Bot to the correct element, and then just try our best Try our best not to die.
Sorry, just checking people can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'll do Owen callouts.
Thank you, Typhon. Okay, Typhon will handle Owen callouts. Okay, we're gonna start soon. LB2 now. Okay, fire it off. LB1, fire it off. And we are pulling. Okay, normally the two bosses will open up with red whites and tank busters. So just heal through as necessary. I'll keep callouts to a minimum for this pair of bosses.
Owen, go to ice. Go to ice spear.
Okay, Art, look out for the spears. Art side, look out for the spears. Okay, you can run to the outside spear and stay on beside it. Okay, go to a spear now, any spear.
And Owen's dead.
Nice. Art,
Nice.
13%.
Guys, DPS. Nice.
Hopefully we
Good
just
mechanics.
skip the rest of the mechanics. Just kill it. Nice. Okay. Now, we have one down player. For dead players, right, let the healers deal with it. Okay, don't crowd around them. Let the healers deal with it. Now, healers, just a etiquette thing. If you're gonna res a dead player, yell it out before using the sacrifice, because we don't want two players to sacrifice the same player. Now, up the stairs there are traps ahead. Please do not run ahead of the perceptors. Okay, let the perception players go first.
I will be coming over to do outside.
It's okay lah. We home gang did already. Okay.
Thanks, Fifi.
Thanks, Sissy. Okay, up the hall. Okay, so there's no trap on the art side. Just to let you guys know, there's no trap on the art side. It has been disarmed. Now, up the hall, we will hug the wall, and near the wall, there's a treasure coffer, all parties or all members remember to grab your own treasure coffer. In DA, all treasure coffers are personal. You must grab your own treasure coffer. Now in this hall, nothing really special except there's a bunch of mobs here. The main tanks, Gallant, will be pulling them. Other tanks will help to hold mobs if too many are pulled. Okay, but otherwise, just let the tanks establish enmity and dispatch the mobs. Now, the only mobs here to pay attention to are the centaurs, which will cast Berserk after a few auto attacks. Now, Berserk gives a damage up buff on the centaur, and it must be interrupted or else it will one-shot players. However, the Berserk cannot be stunned or interrupted, so we need to use Sleep to interrupt it. Thankfully, most veteran players or healers here will swift cast Sleep when necessary. Okay, so it has been dealt with. Okay, but just do take note of Centaur's Berserk. It's quite important to interrupt it. Okay, other than that, the sprites in Eureka will aggro on spell cast. So if you are near a sprite and you cast a spell, it will aggro to you. Be careful of casting spells near to sprites. Okay, and other than that, we are just going to mass pull everything to speed up this run. Just kill everything lah.
Logograms also count as casting, so perception, refresh.
Yeah,
Those
just be
things
careful
as well.
of spell cast. I think there's a ghost at the back there also. Thanks.
Yep.
Lol. Yeah, just have to kill everything lah. It's fine. Okay, now to save time, I'm going to explain Raiden's mechanics while you're just killing the mobs lah. Okay, now Raiden's mechanics. There are only two main mechanics that we need to look out for Raiden. The first is called the lateral Zantetsuken. Now what he does is that he will disappear from the arena, appear on either the east or the west. We will all stack in the middle of the arena and face Raiden. He will then raise his sword to his left or his right. Puddles will appear below everyone. Okay, will appear below random players. But because we are all stacked together, a large number of puddles will appear below all of us. Move out of the puddles and move towards the side Raiden's sword is not pointing on. Okay, once more from the top, Raiden disappears. We stack in the middle, turn to look for Raiden on either the east or the west. He raises his sword to his left or his right. Puddles appear below everyone. Move out of the puddles and go to the safe side, which is where his sword is not pointing on. Now, if you're not sure which is the safe side, just go to the side everyone is on. We will all be going to that side. If you are not sure which side to get out of the puddles for, you can also run straight towards Raiden to get out of the puddles first. There's a short amount of time after stepping out of the puddles, you can identify where is the safe side. Okay, so just move towards Raiden and then go to the safe side afterwards. Okay, if you cannot identify where's the safe side immediately. Okay, if you can see which is the safe side, just straight away run towards the safe side and move out of the puddles at the same time. This is the lateral Zantetsuken. Now the second mechanic we might skip, but I will quickly explain just in case you see it. It's called, okay, now the second mechanic is called Cloud to Ground. Now Cloud to Ground happens, Raiden places a single traveling AoE at the edge of the arena. We find that AoE and we stand at where it spawned as it starts moving across the arena. Raiden uses Bitter Barbs shortly after, and a number of things will be happening. Number one, puddles will appear below a few players as well, but we're all stacked together once again, so a large number of puddles appear below all of us. At this point of time, we pop sprint, run around, avoid the puddles that appear below some of the players, avoid the traveling AoEs that are crossing the arena, and some of us will be tethered to each other with Bitter Barbs. If you have a tether, split the tether by running away from the other player. Shortly after this mechanic, a bunch of mechanics occur. Raiden does Whirling Zantetsuken, which is a donut AoE. The only safe spot is inside his hitbox. Be inside his hitbox. It is imperative that you avoid his sword attacks because all Raiden's sword attacks are one-hit kills. Okay, if you get hit by the lateral Zantetsuken or his Whirling Zantetsuken, you just instantly die. Okay? And that's it for the Raiden's explanations. any questions? Okay, I will do callouts for Raiden, so most of the rest of the mechanics can be handled by listening to the callouts. Okay, now Raiden is thunder expected, so rotate your Mega to the correct element. Now, if there's any questions, feel free to yell out or let us know. If not, then in the interest of saving time, I'm going to call a pull time. So let's start at 2300
Yeah.
lah. Okay, 2300, 1.5 minutes. Okay, yeah. So Galen will be the main tank lah. Where's Galen? At the front. Okay, yes, thanks. Thanks, Galen. Okay, use food if you've forgotten.
He's jumping around.
I can see. Sometimes it just doesn't render lah. Okay, you can remove your
Yeah.
take away your square. Thanks, Bella.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thanks for the reminder. LB2 at 2258, LB1 at 2259. What the oh, you're so rude. Why y'all like this? Actually, it's fine. I'm also like this some of the times. Okay, if any questions, feel free to ask now. If not, then we'll be starting in 15 ET lah. Yeah, just try our best to stay alive lah. Nothing much else to add. If you die and
Yeah.
your spirit procs, just remember to put another spirit of the remember on you. Yeah,
Really
hopefully,
sick.
hopefully no one dies lah. DPS looks good.
Raiden
lah.
is relatively follow the group.
Yep, yep.
boss as well. So
Yeah.
if you die, you're not sure what to do. Just try to get to the group.
Yep. Except for with bitter bombs. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
That's why I said relatively.
Okay lah, we'll be starting soon. If you have limit break 2, now is a good time to fire it off. If not, then limit break 1, fire it off, and then Gallant will establish enmity.
Yeah.
Now, we'll usually start off by pulling Raiden to the edge of the arena, okay, or closer to the edge of the arena, and he does a red white and a tank buster. Okay, this is the tank buster. Now, shortly after this, Raiden will electrify the edge of the arena with a lightning ring, and the ranged and caster DPS, you all can start to move to maximum range. Okay, if you're not a melee, you can move away from Raiden to maximum range. Shortly after this, Raiden does Ame no Sakahoko, which is a large point-blank AoE from where he is now. Okay, everyone run back. Everyone run backwards. Okay, run back, run back. And he will jump back, be inside his hitbox. This is where you want to be, inside his hitbox.
Wow. This DPS is awesome, man.
I know. Okay, this is lateral slash stack in the middle. Raiden is on the west. Look for Raiden. Move out of the puddles and go towards the safe side. Okay, someone move out earlier, but it's okay.
Ooh.
It's okay, it's okay.
AB got hit.
Yeah, they never rest. Never mind, we'll get them later. No worries.
Burn.
And this is why LB3 is not consistent.
Yeah,
Because there's no way we're gonna get there before LB3.
Yeah, exactly.
DPS too good.
Just, oh my gosh.
Okay, lightly spread out.
off.
Lightly spread out. If you have a AoE on you, just place it somewhere on the outer edges.
To be honest,
You
just
kill
commit.
it. Yeah, just
Yeah,
kill it. Okay, nice.
just kill it.
Very nice. Alright,
That was fantastic.
treasure coffer at the front. Remember to grab it. Hekate will be sacrificing EV, and let the healers deal with it. Okay, let the healers deal with it.
Ooh.
Thanks,
I just got
guys.
the sword as well.
I got a few of this already, it's okay. Alright. Next up, hallway. Inside the hall has one bleed trap, so we don't step into the hall. The tanks will start to peel the mobs to the entryway, and we will just dispatch the mobs here. Okay, but we don't run in because there's a single bleed trap somewhere in this hall. Okay, let's pull more lah. Go ahead and pull a few more things. Speed run a little bit more. Okay, this might get a bit messy because we're starting to speed up things, so they're gonna mass pull some of the mobs. Just be mindful of the line AoEs that the Arsenal fans will be firing.
If you're not confident, just stay at the stairs. Like go to the back.
Stay
It's
behind
fine.
to be safer.
Yep.
Bleed trap found. Thank you. Okay, go grab the books. I'll go deaf the door. Don't worry about it, guys. I use Shark Brand Deaf. 100% success.
Uh-huh.
10% of the
But
time.
watch it as he eats him.
10% of the
He will
time,
eat him.
100% deaf.
Alright, that's... Alright. Okay, let's see. Oh, I missed.
See,
I think I missed. Yeah, I
It
missed.
clearly worked. It clearly worked. See, someone deafed it already. Nice. Yeah, they're still fighting. Oops.
There's like books down there still. Like...
Okay. Up the stairwell, there's another explosive trap. Don't step in it. There's a treasure coffer there. Grab the treasure coffer. But for explosive traps, try to give it a white buff, because if someone accidentally steps in the trap, it will take out the person who stepped in it, and you'll kill anybody standing around it as well. So we try not to stand too near the traps. Now do note that sometimes tanks will pop traps on purpose because they need to use it for a specific strategy known as Indomitable. Now I won't go into too much detail on what Indomitable is for the practice run. Okay, but if you're interested in finding out more or learning more,
Can we
can
have a tank take the sprite,
yeah,
please?
Gallen's got it already, no worries.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually I'll keep an eye on it, so don't you worry lah.
It was locked on the series.
I saw.
Sissy.
See, Siri went to sleep.
Yeah.
I saw. Okay. The treasure coffer's in Earth Room, so maybe we just maybe we clean up Earth Room first. Do you wanna just clean Earth Room? If it's the teleporter, right, we can just skip everything and then just proceed.
Yeah, we can come back in and kill
Yeah,
this
yeah.
during the break.
Yeah, we can just.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's true lah. We still
The
have to
logos
kill.
is-
Yeah, I guess he's right lah. We still have to kill everything. Okay, let's just clear the hallway first lah. Let's just clear the hallway first, because later we have to come back here anyway, and the mobs will still be here lah. So we will eventually have to clear them out. All right, that's a good point. Okay, now I'll continue my explanations. Now here there are 6 rooms, and each room actually has an element to it. So the starting rooms are earth and fire, the middle rooms are thunder and wind, and then the ending rooms are ice and water. Okay, how we know is just by looking at the room. The room has this color theme, and there's like an element in it. So that's why we call it the elemental rooms. Now what we're looking for here is 2 things. Number 1, there's a visible treasure coffer. Now we have already spotted it in the earth room. So we will dispatch the mobs in the hallway first, and then come back to the earth room to grab our treasure coffer after this. Now there's also an invisible teleporter, which must be scanned with perception to reveal it. Now unfortunately, in each of these rooms there are mobs in it, so we will actually need to sort of clean out the rooms so that the perceptor, the scanner, can go in to scan the room cleanly. Okay, hence the need to sort of clear the rooms out one at a time. Okay, so we're going to start with the earth room first. Do note that some of these rooms have traps in them. For the earth and fire room, there are no traps. For the ice and water room, there are 2 traps, and for the wind and thunder room, 1 trap each. Okay, Bella has said that there's no teleporter in the earth room, so we'll dispatch the mobs, grab the treasure coffer, and then we'll move on to the ice and water rooms. Do note that we usually do this in a certain specific order. We start with the treasure coffer room first because we want the loot, and then we do ice and water because tanks want the traps. Hence we do ice and water next, and then subsequently we move down the line of ice, water, wind, thunder, and then earth and fire as the last 2. Okay, if we are lucky, we might just find the teleporter in maybe the water room or the ice room, and then we will just skip the rest of the rooms.
Yep.
Okay, now 2 traps in the ice room, 2 traps in the water room. Do note usually the tanks will try to pull the mobs out. Okay, but for these mammoths, they are not that deadly. It's okay to just kill them where they are. Now the doll mobs in the water room, on the other hand, have a very, very nasty pizza slice AoE attack, and they cannot be interrupted. So you want to be very, very far away from them or very, very near them. Be very careful with these mobs. Maybe just pull
The
all them.
doorway especially is a very scary choke point.
Yeah, so just be very careful. Okay, we'll try to mass kill all of them so that there's no danger, but just be mindful of the AoEs.
Right.
No tele? No. Setch. There's no need to run into the room, guys, until we have found the trap. So don't run in, because if there's a trap and they haven't found it, you might find it then. Haha. with your life. I mean, by stepping in it. Okay, we'll go to the wind and thunder ones next. Alright. Okay, these ones will do a targeted AoE. Be careful about healing.
Yeah.
Don't establish MET too early.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll rest you later. Okay, now move out of the AoEs.
We'll res you after we find the portal, so don't anyone res it yet.
Yeah. Don't rest now. Don't rest now. We will rest after the portal has been found. Just ignore the AV over there. Just it's fine. Don't worry about it. I know what they're doing. Okay. Continue with scanning. I think okay. Portal found in Thunder Room. Okay. Now.
Oh, that's good actually.
Yeah.
For the res.
Okay, so whoever has their sack up,
I can try. I have.
you can
one.
try.
Oh,
Yeah,
What is the
'cause
num?
you-
What's the time to go through? 2 seconds.
someone already
Oh,
did it.
never mind. Someone else did
Uh,
it.
Typhon did it already. So good luck,
Yeah.
Typhon.
Bye.
No, he got a few seconds more.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is
going now.
this is close enough that you have to wait. Is why. I
Yeah.
asked.
Yeah, you have to stand there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done it before.
It's 3. Yeah, gotcha.
Mhm.
All right, cool. Good to know.
2 to 3 seconds. Okay, we can move into the teleporter. Grab the treasure coffer after the teleport. This is, I think they call it what, AV jukebox. They just playing the AV music because they enjoy it. Yeah, don't worry about it. They're changing the background music, yeah.
My BGM is always off.
Sus.
No, otherwise I end up yelling into my microphone and I'll wake up my dad.
Oh, I lower the background music, the audio for my game when I'm doing voice communications. Cause I don't want
Holy,
to
we
hear a
need
lot.
you to tank. We need you to tank the room. You can't leave.
Who's leaving?
Wait,
Two
hold
of
on.
my party are leaving to do support, but we need the tank to stay. The tank,
Okay,
Holy, if
okay.
you're in BC, you need to stay to tank the room.
Yeah.
Unless you've got extra
can-
tanks. Have we got extra tanks? I haven't checked. Because
My-
then we're gonna need
Yeah.
someone to come in and tank for us.
Okay.
Let me see how many tanks
There
I
are
have.
2 in my
I've only
party.
got one. Yeah.
I will,
Okay,
I will
hold-
count,
Yeah,
I think
my
we have
party's
one.
plants party.
Yeah.
Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
6, 7, 8. We have 8 tanks in total.
Yeah, we got plenty of tanks. Yeah.
But not too many lah. Not too
Before-
many
before
leave.
getting
Yeah, we
upset,
have enough. We
just
have
to-
enough. I wouldn't say plenty.
Yeah.
We have enough.
I understand.
Yeah.
That's okay, Ken. Just note that there are some guys outside also who are coming in through the support. So if too many people leave, right, then you all will be fighting with 4 portals, which is not ideal. Don't just all leave at once. I think
Recommended to
this-
hit frog first.
Ooh.
That's such a spooky AoE.
Yeah, just be careful about it.
Wow.
There's still a lot of things going on. You're just please be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things will kill you if you're not a tank.
Nom 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 nom.
Okay, there's at least 5 players outside who are level 60. Yeah, there's at least 5. So no more than 3 can leave if you really need to, as in go out to do support lah. I think Siri is leaving as well, but they are not coming back in. So
Yeah.
we can still afford 3 more players lah. Okay, but if
Yep.
you don't have to leave, then just stay with us lah. It's okay. I think there's enough out there for support anyway, so we should be fine.
Okay, so I need water and ice. Thank you, Pa.
Actually, there's a point.
Another party to go ice? We're good. Thanks,
Let me
Bella.
rephrase
Okay.
that. It was-
If you find yourself already having all of the rooms taken care of, just join any of the room. Like, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so what's gonna happen here is that I'll just explain briefly. We are clearing the hallway here. There are 6 rooms here, 1 of each element. We are gonna split up into 6 different parties. Now you may have noticed that some of us have already yelled out which element you are. So if you are new for now, just follow your party lah. Okay, and what's gonna happen is that we're going to go into the rooms, but do note there's a trap in every room. There is a trap in every room. Make sure you can see the trap first, or the trap has been disarmed. If you're not sure, ask. If you don't see the trap, ask. But there's one trap
traps
in
have been
every room.
intercepted, so if one is missing, then it's been blown up by a tank.
Alright, thanks Bella. So all traps have been found. Now, head into your rooms, and what's going to happen is that we're going to there's a button in the center of each room, and we need to place one player in the center of each button in all 6 rooms. Once that is done, the doors will close and 2 mobs will spawn in each room. We will need to dispatch those mobs. Hence, we need to split up into 6 different parties, 6 different groups, with at least 1 tank and ideally a healer to keep the tank alive. In your party level, you will just tank and spank the mobs. Once the mobs are dead, the doors will open, you exit the room, run to the front, and shout first if you get there first. Okay, other than that, just go into your rooms. DPS.
Don't be overzealous with the mobs as well. They do hit hard. Make sure the tank is aggro.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
We need one of the spare tanks in fire room, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay lah. Now at the same time, right, the guys out there will be doing the support feed. Now do note that for BA, the support feed needs to be cleared for us to proceed further. If it's not cleared, we cannot proceed any further. Thankfully, there's quite a few experienced players out there, so I do believe they will be able to get it done. No worries about that. Okay, plus some of our guys went out also lah, so I think it's fine. Do note that those who wish to re-enter will be gunning for 8 available portals lah. So don't leave without letting us know. Okay, there's already more than 8 players out there with who are level 60 lah. As I mentioned earlier on, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just nice 8 lah. Okay, there's just nice 8. So no one else should leave already. Okay, you may not be able to get it back in if you decide to leave now. Okay. Thank you. Okay, fire is done. Okay, so we're gonna do ready checks at this point of time, and then here we will shout out our room elements and say that you are ready. So just do ready checks within your party level. Okay, then for example, we will shout out that our room is ready lah. So Kelly, shout it out.
I'm doing it. I'm doing
Thanks.
it.
Okay, so like what you see here, Kelly says 1 to 5 stone ready. That means my party 1 tank 2 healer 5 DPS. Earth room, we are now ready. Okay, fire is no tank.
wait, it should.
No, I think. Oh yeah, okay. Fam, thanks, family. Yeah.
We have family down here.
Yeah,
We've got
Alright.
it's
Thank
it's
you.
with another party.
Thank you.
I'm having trouble getting up here.
Stop messing
okay.
around. Someone else need to tank ice. Oh, Boto's in ice.
Yep.
Okay, can.
Photo is nice.
Thank you.
Okay, we could got that one.
Support out there. Support dispel L. Support desk dispel L. I think they can hear us also.
Water?
Yeah, shout goes outside, yeah.
Yeah, so do
And
notice that we are also
Thunder.
checking to make sure that the guys out there, someone has dispel, because if they don't have dispel, they're not going to be able to clear the support feed. So we usually also check for that. Neko is Neko's out there.
Yeah, Neko said
Ah.
earlier when you go to organizing
If-
rooms, Neko said dispel faint ready.
Alright.
Oh,
thanks.
lovely.
Actually, if
Thank
Neko's
you.
out there, then I'm not worried anymore. It's fine.
Yeah.
If I was-
Okay, water? Bella? You're good, Bella. Okay. Water.
Water is ready, but like we used a yell instead of a shout.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay, that's everybody then.
Alright. Okay lah, so we're gonna start
Awesome.
at 0500 ET lah. So at 0500 ET, the tank who is tanking that room will step in the button in the center. Okay, the button, not the trap. And then all the other players should be standing in a corner so that they don't face pull the mobs by accident. Tanks try to pull mobs one at a time, unless you are experienced, then you can just pull both. But if you're a new tank or you have a new healer, maybe try to go slow and just try to tank one at a time. But if by accident you pull both mobs, it's fine. Pop some mitigations, heal a bit more, and just dispatch the mobs. Once you're done, the doors open, you exit the rooms, go to the front. Once you get there first, you shout first, you've won. Okay, no, the last part was a joke. It's just some race thing. Not
This is
Euro.
why we all have jetlags.
Not telling you. Okay, 0500 already. All tanks step in the buttons in the middle. And let's get this started. Alright, I put one by accident.
Yep. That's okay.
Just def it quickly.
That's right. Both you and I.
Alright, nice.
Oh.
Was that mine or yours? I don't know.
Let me check the thing.
No, do you use yours? Do you use yours?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
that
use
means one
mine.
of it missed. Then we don't have any more for this one.
I know.
Quick, kill it. Alright, quick. So,
Run, CC. Let's go.
yes, we win. Hey, the fire room quite fast,
Yeah.
Hey, why thunder first? No. You need to touch the door.
You
BB,
have to touch the door.
this rule,
You have
okay.
to touch
The
door.
rule is not set by me. The rule is set by, like, I think B7 told me about rule. BBD,
It was
BBD told
BBD,
me.
yeah,
She said that
BBD.
you need to touch the door for it to count as reaching first. So
It's not a fair. It's not fair.
it was
'cause
never fair in the
sometimes
first
water
place.
water and ice have like the biggest disadvantage, but yeah.
It was never fair in the first place. Okay, now, after the doors open, we will proceed up. We'll be retracing our steps through the Raiden Arena. Okay, if you see a treasure coffer in the Raiden Arena, it means that you didn't pick it up earlier on. You forgot it. So please remember.
Oh
to
no,
pick it up,
it's actually totally a bonus coffer.
Yeah, it's a bonus cover.
Bonus,
It's
bonus.
a
Yeah.
secret bonus
Yeah,
cover. Only special people get it.
Yes, exactly. only the top 5% of FF14 players can see an extra coffer here. Yeah. Okay, now, we will retrace our steps to the original set of 6 rooms, and new mobs would have spawned. Now, in this hallway, we're just going to dispatch the mobs again. But do note that there are 3 mobs I always try to point out. There's a frog, a centaur, and a bibliotaph. Now, these 3 mobs, nothing really special about them, except that they tend to wander around in this hallway, sometimes walking into a room, and we may fail to realize it, and then they will reappear behind the alliance and start to hit players from behind, which is very nasty. So we try to account for these 3 mobs. Now, also note that because you may have been tanking rooms, if you are not a main tank or you don't intend to main tank, turn off your tank stances.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll just dispatch all these mobs.
Yes.
Okay, now, once we have dispatched all the mobs, what's going to happen is that we'll be waiting for the support fit guys to enter. Okay, we'll be waiting for the 8 players out there to enter. They will go through the same process as we did when we entered BA, but instead of 48 portals, they have 8 portals only. So 8 blue portals transition into 8 red portals. Okay, unless people stab them. Because of this waiting time, this will usually be a designated bio break. Okay, it's your washroom, bathroom break. If you need to refill your coffee and tea, it's a good time to do so. Okay, and then we'll just take a short break, rest for a little bit, wait for the support guys to come back, and I will usually set maybe about 5 minutes for the break before I will start explanation. So I'll deal with this once we kill both the centaur and the missing book. Okay, we are missing a book, so be careful of the Facebook, guys. I'll keep an eye out for the behind rooms.
Facebook. Facebook.
Yeah, it's called Facebook. Literally a Facebook.
There it is.
Okay, we found it. Nice.
Okay.
Alright, nice. Okay, so
Is Gallant gonna main tank, AB?
yeah. Can just let Galen
Yep.
tank everything.
Okay. Yep.
Okay lah. So at this point of time, we're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna set it to 6 minutes lah. So X24. Be back here by X24. Okay, so let's rest for a while. Be back by X24. Okay, so take 6 minutes. Now do note, if you're gonna AFK for longer than 6 minutes, at the 10-minute mark of being AFK, the game will kick you out of BA. Please do not AFK for more than 7 to 8 minutes, because you risk getting auto-kicked at the 10-minute mark. Okay, so go for a short break. Be back by X24, okay, 5 to 6 minutes from now, and then I will resume explanations at that time sharp. Okay, so I'll see y'all in 5 to 6 minutes. Okay, those of you, if you notice the owl, you just ignore lah. They are doing what they call slumber party, which is basically making everyone fall asleep. They're trying to take my job. It's basically my job. Okay, I'll be right back.
If nobody else has a pro shell, I can pop mine.
Yeah, so it's if we both have one of us pops now, one of us pops at
do you
Ozma at the
wanna-
very least.
Okay, I can pop mine now because I'm holding it fresh, and that's kind of useless.
Sure.
Yep.
I'm on a sack tray at the moment, so yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, I don't think it matters then who pops first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to pop it anyway, so.
All right, you do it for this one.
Actually, no.
I'll save.
You pop, yeah, you pop yours. I'll pop mine after, because
Okay, sure.
you're gonna need to put on a new wisdom. Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Who slipped the bird? What the fuck, bro?
The bird deserves a nap too.
Oh no, it's gone. I was typing. Can someone Asuna me so I can dance? Thanks, fruit.
Okay, welcome back, guys. For those who are back already, I can see that you guys are still messing around with the owl, but it's fine. I think that it will take a couple more minutes before the support guys get in. So in the meantime, while that's going on, I will just begin the explanations on the second half of BA. Okay, so just to save a bit of time, I'll just start explaining now. Okay, hopefully most of the new players are back already. Okay, and thank you for the reminder. Do note that this explanation will take at least another 5 more minutes. So if you've been AFK for 5 minutes just now and you're gonna AFK for another 5 more minutes, the game will prompt you to not to move because it will auto kick you at 10. Okay, 5 minutes it reminds you, 7 minutes, 9 minutes, and at the 10-minute mark it just kicks you out of the instance. Okay, so just be mindful to just like move your camera around move your character or type something to avoid getting auto kick lah. Okay now. Okay, what AV dev at 18. Okay. No worries lah. By the time I'm done explaining, they'll be here already. So don't worry. Okay now, I'm gonna just explain AV's mechanics and some things to look out for. Okay now, we'll be waiting for the new players to come in. So while that's going on, I'm gonna explain mechanics. From this point onwards, there's going to be 3 more encounters. Absolute Virtue, which is AV, the third boss. 2 trash mobs after AV, and the final boss, Proto Osma. So essentially we only have 2 more boss fights left lah. From this point onwards, both AV and Osma have enriched timers. Okay, they will have enriched. AV is at 7 minutes 30 seconds long, and Osma is 10 minutes 30 seconds long. Because of this, we encourage players to push DPS, usually by switching out your defensive wisdoms into offensive ones. Okay, remember earlier on I was saying to bring Fiend Hunter, Duelist, and Elder. Okay, those are your offensive wisdoms. They help to pump DPS. So if you have them, this is the time to swap them out. Okay, now if you don't have any of these 3, if you have Skirmisher, Skirmisher also works. It's slightly less potent, but it's cheaper to form and less likely to break. That also works as well. Okay, but in a pinch, if you really have none of these, right, it's fine. Just try your best to stay alive, do damage as you are avoiding mechanics. You know, dead players do no DPS. So just by staying alive, you are also contributing to the fight. Okay, then subsequently, as you get better and better at doing BA, you will be able to wean yourself off the Plate Bearer crutch and start to push damage. Okay, but I'm not worried about DPS lah. Looking at how this run has been going so far, right, all the veterans are
based on Raiden.
Yeah. All the veterans are hard carrying the DPS really hard. So I'm not worried about DPS too much. Just try to stay alive as best as you can. Okay, now AV mechanics. Now AV's main mechanic is that he has this move called Eidos, which will place bracelets of either a light or dark color on his wrists, and he will manifest this mechanic in 2 different ways. The first is that there will be puddles of both colors appearing in the arena, and the dangerous color. Okay, now the dangerous color in this case will be the color of the bracelets on his wrist. I will call them out. They are going to be either a dark color or a light color. Okay, I will call these out. If when the puddles appear, the dangerous color. Now, for the purposes of this explanation, I will assume that dark is the dangerous color. So I will say something like this: puddles appearing, move away from dark puddles. Move away from dark puddles. So you will need to move away from the dark colored puddles, usually hugging the edge of a light colored puddle, either at the edge of the arena or between 2 different light colored puddles. Now, if you're unsure of where to go, most of the players will be going to the same safe spots anyway. If you see a large crowd of players, that's generally where you should be going to as well. Okay, but there's multiple safe spots. If you know how to identify them, you can try to find them as well. Okay, but the idea is that the dangerous color will puddles will expand, and after a short amount of time, all of the puddles will explode. Okay, if you are standing in any puddle when they explode, you will probably die. Okay, so try your best to move away from the dangerous color, but don't stay in any of the puddles when they explode. Do note that it is okay to run over a puddle if you need to do so to get to a safe spot. Now, fingers crossed, sometimes the pattern appears and we are standing in a no-go zone. We are standing in a dangerous spot. We may need to run out of that area. Hardly happens, but when it does happen, don't panic. I will just say, get out of here. You know, just try to run to away from there and find a safe spot. Okay, find a place where you're looking for the safe color puddle near the edge of the arena. Okay, now that's the first mechanic. Now the second mechanic is Impact Stream. Absolute Virtue, okay, AV will split the arena into two halves, light and dark half. We just need to go to the safe color. So if he's dark, I will say go to light, go to light. Or if he's light, I'll say go to dark, go to dark. Now, midway through the fight, AV will become untargetable, he will jump away, and 3 clones of AV will appear around the edge of the arena. We will step in the middle, and he will do 3 impact streams, one after another. Okay, these impact streams will bisect the arena in different angles, so you need to stay in the center so that we can quickly cross over to the safe half when necessary. During this time, because there's no DPS to be done, it is recommended you rotate your Mega to defensive, which is on wind. Okay, now AV is a wind aspected boss. If you are on offensive, you should be on ice. If you're on defensive, which is mainly the main tanks and some of the healers, you should be on wind. Now do note, in this fight, adds will spawn. Okay, the adds are actually thunder aspected adds. So you may need to rotate the Mega to earth to burn the thunder adds down, and then rotate back to ice to continue to DPS AV. Okay, there is some Mega rotation in this fight. Okay, now the most important mechanic, okay, so other than impact stream, the last thing to mention, the last mechanic to cover here is Turbulent Aether. Now Turbulent Aether is important because 8 randomly selected players will be tethered with a AWP and tether of a light or dark color. Now if you are the chosen ones, you have to do the mechanic, but if you mess up the mechanic, there's a chance that you might kill yourself and everyone around you. Hence it is important because you have to deal with the mechanic, but failure to do so can sabotage the raid itself. Now Turbulent Aether, when the tethers go out, I will call for it. I'll say Turbulent Aether, watch for tether, or check for tether, check for tether, and then check if you have a tether. Now if you have a tether, you will need to run to a puddle of the opposite color. Your AWP and tether will either be light or dark. There will be 8 puddles of corresponding colors, okay, opposite colors. So if there's like 2 light AWPs and tethers, there will be 2 dark puddles and 6 of the opposite color. Look for a puddle of the opposite color, run to it, stand in it, wait for the AWP to hit you. The AWP will explode, damaging you and anyone else around you, but because you are in the puddle will block most of the incoming damage, thereby resolving that mechanic. Do note that at any point of time in which you contact the AWP or touch the AWP, it will explode. So try to kite the AWPs as you are looking for your puddle. Don't run into it, don't let it touch you. It will slowly move closer towards you. Do also note that puddles cannot be shared. So if someone is already standing in a puddle, you need to go and find one of the correct color for yourself. In a pinch, if there's no puddle to be found, okay, for some reason, if you cannot find a puddle, okay, maybe it's on the opposite end and you have just been looking around frantically for it, rotate to defensive, pull the AWP to the edge, because we are all going to be in the center. So if you detonate the AWP in the center, you're going to just wipe out a bunch of us. Pull it to the edge, rotate to defensive, pop any mitigations you have, pray for the best. Okay, it is possible to survive the AWP and tether mechanic, but you need to rotate to defensive and pray like a healer shields you or something. Okay, so this is the 3 main mechanics for AV. Now, last few things to mention here. There will be adds that spawn in this fight. Normally for BA, what happens is that we will assign 2 tanks to hold the adds. In this case, the 2 tanks will be, let me see, okay, Gallant's main tank, I am the north tank, Boto will be the south tank. So the 2, me and Boto will be holding the adds. The DPS needs to burn the adds down. Okay, if you don't, they will enrage, they will cast explosion. It's as bad as it sounds. So try to focus on adds, unless we are going to kill AV anyway, then I will call to commit on AV instead. If you have Def L can work on adds. You can swift cast Def L. If it sticks, the add dies, we can skip all that unnecessary damage and save a lot of DPS by not having to burn the adds down instead. Okay, so this is it for the ads. Now the last thing to mention here is Gallant Goose is our main tank for this fight. Now Gallant is sleeping at a corner over there. He's literally sleeping in a corner
Yeah,
over there.
quite.
Stop sleeping, Gallant. Okay, no, I'm gonna point him out lah. Now as the main tank for this fight, when a tank buster is going out, what happens is that the tank buster is an AoE on the main tank. If I say tank buster incoming, you need to move away from the main tank. Now Gallant as the main tank will try his best or their best to move away from anyone else. But if you're all crowding around him, he has nowhere to go. You're gonna get clipped by the tank buster. So try to move away from the main tank when I call for tank busters. Okay. If it helps, mark Gallant with a cookie or a sign. Okay, just put something on their head so that your party can see them. Okay, once again, remember waymarks and signs are party specific in BA. Only your party can see them. Help your party by marking out the main tank. Okay, and that's it for all the explanations. Any questions at this point of time? Okay, now I think I forgot to tell you guys to refresh the shell and protect, but I think that they already went ahead and done it.
Yeah.
So thank you
they
very
have,
much,
yeah.
shell protectors. Okay, I will remember to ask them to queue up later on for Osma as well. Okay, so at this point of time, we're going to do ready checks to make sure that everyone is back before we get started. Do ready checks. If anyone is not ready, let us know. Okay, just yell out that they are not ready. I'll at least wait for another 40 seconds for the ready check to count down. And if you are ready, move forwards beyond the purple line. Okay, if you are ready, move forwards beyond the purple line so that we know that you are here. Okay, if there's anyone who's not here or not ready, they will usually be at the back lah. So just let us know. Okay, otherwise I'm gonna just assume that after 40 seconds has gone by, I'll just assume that everyone is ready. Okay. Okay, last few things to check. Food check. Megia board check. Okay, by now food would have dropped off, so just use another food lah. Okay, it's been more than 30 minutes already since earlier, so use another food. Okay, and we will start at ET 1 2. No, cannot be 1 2. 1 3 1. Okay, 20 lah. Okay, 1320. ET 1320. If you be so kind. Okay, and then same thing as before. LB2 at 1318, LB1 at 1319. Okay, and try our best. Okay, for AV, the fight itself, you might die because sometimes you get unlucky or it gets a bit messy. Okay, but try our best to stay alive lah. Okay, we will pick you up after the fight concludes. Okay, this fight not.
If there are,
yeah, go ahead.
If there are new healers here, this one actually does hit quite hard. So just be on top of your raid wides.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, stance check
The
for
triple impact
main tanks. Mega bot check, food check, and then we'll be starting in a short amount of time. Oh, if we rush it, maybe we can finish. No, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I was about to say we might be.
We try. Okay, we try to go fast. Then we can stay for Osma. Okay, we're gonna start
Yeah.
soon. So 1318 will be LB2. If you have limit break 2, now is a good time to fire it out. LB1 and main tank established. Okay, nice. All the Dell users, make sure you all have healers on you. I see all the Dell coming up.
Raid wide.
Okay, now first mechanic. Move away from light puddles. Move away from light puddles. Now the first time he does this, there's only one color puddle. Subsequent casts will have 2 colors. Now after the puddles go off, go close to AV. Go close to AV. He follows it up with Medusa Javelin, which is a large conal AoE. Okay, for this fight, you want to try to stay near the boss because of such mechanics. It's very hard to dodge if you are far away. Now this is impact stream. We'll be going to dark. Go to dark. Okay, again, as you can see, if you are near the center, it's easy to dodge. If you are all the way at the corners, you cannot cross over to the safe side in time. Tank buster on main tank. Avoid the main tank. Okay, can you ignore the other tanks stacking with the main tank. They just like doing fun stuff.
There's so many Bahamut.
Yeah. They look like a little cluster of fluffy wings.
Okay, now 2 colored puddles move away from light puddles, away from light puddles. Okay, this is a good spot near the back or in between. Just avoid the light colored ones there. Avoid the white puddle there. Nice. Okay, now there'll be turbulent aether soon, so get ready for tethers.
Oh.
Okay, red, white first. Okay, this is turbulent aether. Check for tether. Check for tether. Wait for the javelin. Okay, wait for the javelin and go. Okay, find a puddle of the opposite color and stand in it. Just find one. That should be enough for everyone. Tank buster on main tank. Move away from main tank. Red, white.
Nice.
Now AV is gonna jump away shortly after this. I don't think we can skip Saw. So get ready to rotate to defensive, which is wind, and stack in the middle for heals and shields. AV will be invulnerable during this time. Okay, stack in the middle,
Yep.
rotate to defense, pop Eureka potions if you have it, and use some mitigations. First one is dark. All of them are dark. Okay, so just dark, dark, dark. Remember to heal through as well, because even though we're doing it correctly, you're still taking some damage. Now after the third one, pop sprint. Run away from the proximity in the middle. Okay, run away, run out. And once AV lands, you want to run back in. He follows it up with Medusa Javelin. Nice. Okay, then after just commit lah, just kill it afterwards. It's fine.
Commit.
Yeah, just commit.
What wyverns? What wyverns?
Yeah, we'll
No wyverns.
skip ads. Yeah. Okay, nice.
AV has no ads.
Yeah, no ads. If you are good enough, AV has no ads. Okay, there's a treasure coffer here that's being blocked by everyone else. Don't forget your treasure coffer. Okay, come back and grab it. It's being obscured.
No deaths as well.
Nice.
So nice.
No ads.
Eric DC?
Yeah.
No lah, Eric shouldn't DC.
Well, he DC'd on one of the recent runs. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday he was at the elemental one and he DC'd and
Yeah,
it was
with-
damn funny because his corpse was jumping around the arena trying to do mechanics.
Yeah.
That's why it was. Okay, now up the stairs there will be 2 ads here. Now these ads do not insta kill them, do not death them, because they are meant to be resources. Okay, DPS batteries for our DPS to build gauges, build red and white and black mana for red mages, samurai stickers, Bavakava gauges, oath gauges, etc. etc. Just use them to build your gauges. Now do note they will cast a skill called on the properties of darkness, which must be stunned. Okay, but as a tank, I will usually hold my shield bash ready to stun it when it does appear. Okay, so just build your gauges, slowly hit it. And once we kill the second one, there'll be a cutscene. Watch the cutscene, and then I will start off the Osma explanations now, just to save time. Okay, now, after the cutscene occurs, what we'll do is we will form up into a line at the back of this bridge. Okay, obviously the doors are at the front there. We're going to form a line at the back. Players casting Shell and Protect will be at the rear, casting Shell and Protect on the queue. Once you have gotten your Shell / Protect, bow or say thank you, step out of the line, and then the next person steps forward to get their Shell and Protect. Okay, this makes it easier for the Shell Protector caster to identify who needs it. Okay, so form a line neatly at the rear and get a refresh on your Shell Protect. Okay, usually there'll be someone at the back helping to cast it on everyone. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now while that's going on, I will save time by explaining Osma mechanics. Okay, I'll wait for you all to watch the cutscene first lah. Then there's a couple of things that will happen. Okay, so Kelly will post a macro after the cutscene is over so that people can see it. And
Yep.
now for Osma, what needs to happen is that we are gonna split our alliance into 3 different groups. Okay, 3 different teams. Because for Osma will attack 3 players at once. So we will need 1 main tank per platform. Now if you open your mini map You just open your minimap because you're still getting shield and protect at the rear. You open your minimap, or if you have gotten your shield and protect, you can go to the front. Now, be very careful not to step on the shiny circle button at the front, because that will send you onto the Osma arena, and we don't want to send players down too early. Okay, yeah, like what someone just did. Okay, just be careful not to jump down. Okay, we just stay up here first while we get everything sorted out. Okay, because if someone goes down, or if you go down and then somebody down there auto attacks Osma or early pulls Osma, anyone down there just dies, and we can't do anything to save you. So stay up here while we are doing the organization. Okay, now, if you open the Osma minimap, you will see that there's a ring-shaped platform with 3 rectangular-shaped platforms, one on the east, one on the west, and one on the south. We need to split our alliance into 3 different groups with 1 main tank party on east, west, and south. Okay, so east main tank, west main tank, and south main tank. You will notice that this is what the macro is for. Okay, and party leaders or whoever's in charge of the parties will usually be yelling out. For example, so my party, right? 1, 2, 5, okay, or 1, 3, 4. I think we are west. West main tank. Okay, west empty.
Oops.
See, Kelly is yeah, one.
No. Miscounted.
Okay.
Miscounted.
So will be the different parties will be yelling out which where they are going Okay, so I think like Noshrafi 114 South ST. So Noshrafi's party is 1 tank, 1 healer, 4 DPS doing the South platform sub tank party. Okay, now if there's more than 3 parties, any additional parties will be ST parties or sub tank parties. Now just to let you know, okay, Bella, just to let you know, sub tank parties usually handles pin flare by right. Okay, if they can handle pin flare, they will handle pin flare. But if they cannot handle pin flare, then usually the main tank party will step in to see if they can handle pin flare. But we try to split the responsibility so that there's not too many things to focus on during the fight. Like for example, if your main tank dies, right, suddenly you cannot handle pin flare anymore because your main tank is dead. So we need to sort of split the responsibility Okay, so this is for sorting out the teams. Now if there's 7 parties, 56 a full alliance, the 7th party SST will usually be assigned to one of the 3 platforms, east, west, or south. They will choose for themselves, and the organizer will or the organizer will assign them to where they are needed the most. Okay, but generally speaking, if there's 6 or less, main tank east, main tank west, main tank south, then sub tank east, west, and or south. We try to put 2 parties per platform if possible. Okay, so this is how we assign. Yep, sure, go ahead.
There's a lot of people going south. If you can readjust where everyone is going between yourselves, like that would be great. There's way too many on south.
Thanks, Kelly.
Okay.
Okay, resuming explanations. Now, do note that during this explanation time, if it's more than 10 minutes, you should just keep moving. Don't just AFK and just zone out. Okay, I know my voice tends to make people fall asleep just like the owls in the but just try to stay focused. Okay, I'll try to keep it short. Now, other than splitting up the parties, the actual Osma mechanics, there's really only 3 main mechanics you need to look out for. Number 1 is meteors. Now, meteors occur during the spike ball and triangle form of Osma. And what happens is that 2 players per platform will be marked with a massively huge AoE. Now, you cannot miss it. It's freaking huge. Okay, it covers the entire platform. Now, these 2 players can be any 2 players are randomly selected amongst everyone on that platform. Will need to handle the meteor mechanic. Now, to handle it, 1 player will go to the rear right corner of the platform. The other player will go to the left in the clockwise direction facing Osma. To the left, there will be a button on the ring-shaped platform. Put the other meteor there. Now, do note that it's important, as Nia says, it's important that it's to left. Notice that's why my explanation, I stressed to the left, because if anyone goes to the right, you will meet headlong with the other party's meteor mark player who is going to the left. You will meet in the center of the ring there, which is very, very bad. Okay, we don't want that to happen. Hence, the assignments, 1 to the back and 1 to the left. Now, to assist with the meteor placement, later when we jump down, every party will place waymarks, 1 on the rear, 1 to the left. These waymarks which only your party can see, will show you where to place the meteors. Go and look for them before the fight starts and pay attention, so that during the fight, when you do get meteor, you know where to place it. Now, having said all this, meteors cannot be stacked. If one person is going to the rear and you have the other meteor, you must go to the left, and vice versa. Try to adjust. Okay, there's no way we can predetermine who gets the meteors, so you need to adjust to see who wants to go to the rear, who wants to go to the left. Now, generally speaking, if someone's closer to the rear or someone's running to the rear and you are closer to the left, you go to the left, and vice versa. Try to adjust. Okay, worst case, if you both go to the rear, then you both see, oh, he's going to the rear, you both decide to go to the left suddenly, and then you both decide to go to the rear again, and you just do the zigzag left right thingy, and you drop both the meteors in center, that entire platform just dies. So try to choose one and commit. Now, in a real bad pinch, if you both go to the rear, right, just commit one left, one right. It's survivable, but very, very spicy. Okay, so ideally we try to adjust so that one is at the rear, one is to the left. Okay, try your best to adjust for meteors. I don't know what else I can say about it. If shit hits the fan, we'll try our best to cover for it. Okay, but meteors, please try your best to deal with it. One or two players messing up the meteors can wipe the entire platform. Hence, this is the reason why I cannot guarantee BA clears, because like a couple of players who like panic or don't really know what to do can kill everyone else, and it sort of snowballs into a wipe. Okay, one platform wipes, no one handles the mechanics on that platform, the ads will enrich, killing everyone on another platform, and it sort of snowballs from there. So try your best to handle meteors. Okay, thank you very much. Meteors, triangle, and spike ball form, I will call them out as well. Okay, one other important thing to note with regards to meteors is that it's very hard to identify who has it. Now, when the meteors appear, there's a very large AoE, you'll all be stacked together. I highly recommend during that phase to try to peel yourself away from the group and see whether the meteor marker follows you. If it follows you, you have the meteor. Run to the meteor waymarks and place them. Okay, you have, I think, about 8 to 10 seconds to place them. So a little bit of time, but not too much. Stop DPSing and focus on dealing with meteor mechanics first. It is the #1 priority because it tends to wipe BA runs just by itself. Okay, so handle meteors. Thank you very much. Now, the next mechanic is acceleration bombs. Accel bombs, for short, occur during the triangle form of Osma, and a random number of players will be marked with an Accel bomb debuff that counts down anywhere from 8 to 24 seconds. I've heard of 8 seconds. I think someone mentioned 24 seconds is possible as well. It's a random timer. It will count down to 0. As it hits 5 seconds or less, a visible dice icon appears above your head. You count out 3, 2, 1, and then at 1 it sort of snapshots and you need to resolve it. Now, at 1, all you need to do is stop moving, stop attacking. If you are ranged DPS, don't auto attack as well. Okay, sheath your weapon or deselect Osma. Literally, don't do anything. If you do nothing, the Accel bomb debuff fizzles. It drops off you, nothing happens, you have resolved the mechanic. But if you move, cast, or auto attack and the Accel bomb triggers, it detonates, shaving away 90% of health from you and everyone around you. It is percentage based. It literally drops everyone to 10% health. Healers need to spam the AoE heals to heal up everyone to full health quickly before the meteor, which is usually the next mechanic, drops and kills everyone. Okay, so try your best to handle Accel bombs. If the timing is unfortunate, it pops during the meteors, everyone just dies outright. So again, Accel bomb, try your best to resolve it. It is another mechanic that you will get, that if you mess up, you kill everyone else around you. So Accel bomb, #2 killer for BA. Okay, so meteors #1, Accel bomb #2. Okay, now the third mechanic is black hole. Now, Osma starts as a sphere form and transitions into one of 3 forms. Okay, it changes into either triangle, spike ball, or cube. After each form change, it changes back into a sphere. Now every time it changes into a sphere, it will do black hole. Now for black hole, everyone needs to be on one of the 6 buttons in the arena. Okay, there'll be one button on the main platform that you are on, and one button to the left in the clockwise direction. Okay, once again, to the left. You must be on any of the 6 buttons. Usually, if you're on the platform, you either be on the platform button or the button to your left. Okay, we generally try not to go to the right unless you know what you're doing. And all 6 buttons must be accounted for. At least one or more players must be standing in one of the 6 buttons, and all 6 buttons must have someone in it. If any of the buttons have no one in it, we all wipe. Okay, we all instantly just fail. Okay, so try your best to be in a button, any button. Now, for the purposes of accounting for the button to the left, we usually send range DPS or casters. Okay, so basically if you are range or caster, you can go to the left button because you don't lose any uptime. However, in a pinch, if you are new and you panic, I say black hole, I say go to button, you stand still for like 3 seconds and you realize, oh, I need to go to a button, and your range, just go to the nearest button. Don't worry about the further buttons, let the veterans handle those. If you are new, just go to the nearest button, any button. Okay, usually it's the one on the platform. Okay, so this is black hole. Now do note that if you are dead, okay, if you are a corpse on the floor, you cannot do the black hole mechanic. And what black hole does is that it will eject you into Hydatos outside. If that happens to you, your run is over. Okay, this is the reason why Ozma is so difficult, because even if you die, Ozma will kick you out of the instance, and then your run is essentially over. So try your best to stay alive for as long as you can in this fight. Yep, and as what Tatamo says, dead players cannot resist the black hole mechanic. They can't do the mechanic, so you will automatically get sucked out, even if you are on the button. It doesn't work.
Yep.
Okay, now one other thing to point out with regards to dead players. Now, because this is a practice run, don't lose focus during the fight. I've seen this happen before, but if you are dead, don't give up hope yet. Mid-fight, I've seen players sacrificing dead players in the middle of the fight. And if you're not expecting it, you might just freeze, and then the black hole sucks you out, even though you're still alive. Try to pay attention during the fight until you get sucked out. If you get sucked out, obviously it's over, but stay with the party anyway, because we need you to stay in your parties for LB3. Okay, do note that if you leave the party mid-fight, the 7 other players still fighting inside lose their limit break. So please don't leave the party and rage quit. Just give the players who are still fighting a fighting chance. Stay with us until the fight is over. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the last few things to mention here before we do ready checks and get started. There is 2 knockbacks in this fight. Okay, the first is called Shooting Star. Now Shooting Star is a radial knockback pattern. It's the usual mechanic that you see in most fights. It's a pushback pattern coming out from the center of each platform. Position yourself to be knocked back to either the front or to the rear. I will call it out. Okay, I will say get knocked back to the front, get knocked back to the front, or knock back to the rear, knock back to the rear. Position yourself to be knocked directly to the front or directly to the rear. Try to avoid getting knocked sideways because the platform is slim. You might fall off the platform if that does happen. Now the other knockback is called Holy. Now Holy occurs during the square form, and it's a small little pushback coming out from the center of the arena. Okay, basically Ozma pushing you away from it. Okay, it pushes you away from the orb in the center to the outer edges of the platform. To avoid this entirely, just never stay at the very edge of the very rear of the platform. Whether you're on the main platform or whether you're on the ring, always stay closer to the inside, okay, closer to Ozma, so that you can avoid Holy entirely. Do note that there will be parts of the fight where I will say something like, go to the rear, incoming knockback. Okay, what this means is that you need to go to the back of the platform, but there will be a knockback, so don't be at the very edge of the very back of the platform, because if you are at the very back, it's going to punt you off the platform and you're going to die. Okay, so just stay ever so slightly closer to the front, but move to the rear of the platform. Okay, it's a bit confusing. I say go to the back, but there's a knockback, so don't stay at the very, very back. Okay, same likewise, if I say get off the platform, it means that you get off to the sides of the platform onto the ring-shaped platform. I will say incoming knockback, stay ever so slightly closer to the inside of the ring of the platform. Okay, it will punt you away from the center. If you are on the outer edge of the ring, you're gonna get pushed off the ring itself, and you will fall off and die. Okay. So this is all the mechanics for the Osma fight. There'll be a few other things, obviously. I'll do callouts for those, but these are the important ones that we need to pay attention to. At this point of time, are there any questions? This is the best time to ask questions. We have 30 minutes, but once everyone's ready, we'll just try to get started because it's getting kind of late. You know, at the same time, okay, if you have
Also,
questions,
the pro shells will run out soon.
yeah, we have about,
Yeah.
it will take about 10 minutes. So I'm looking at my timer. The party member has 14 minutes. I'm assuming that's the very lowest one. Okay, so we're gonna get started soon. Okay, now do ready checks. Okay, do ready checks, and then once everyone is ready, right, then we jump down. Okay, I try to do ready checks up here because the moment we go down, okay, don't jump down yet. The moment we go down, we need to be ready to start. Okay, do understand. The moment we jump down, we need to be ready to start because if someone accidentally hits Osma down there, the fight starts immediately. And if we are not ready, people start dying really quickly. Okay, so make sure everyone is ready before we go down. Okay, now, once we jump down, do not target Osma. Okay, carefully start going down. Do not target Osma. Carefully run over to your platform. Do not fall off the platform. Okay, if you fall off the platform, you will actually die here. So don't fall off the platform. Don't hit Osma because if you hit Osma, it will start the fight instantly. Okay, don't target Osma if you can. Help to place waymarks. Every party should place these meteor waymarks so that we can see where to drop the meteors if necessary. And rotate your Mega Bot to Thunder for defensive or Earth for offensive. Now, Osma is Thunder expected. There's no Mega rotation in this fight. It is on one element all the way. Okay, so just rotate to the correct element. Use food if necessary. Okay, the food once again would have run out already. So refresh your food. The fight is 10 minutes 30 seconds long. Usually it's all 5 It's all 5 mega. Anyway, you can't adjust the mega here anymore. If you have 5, it's just 5 on offense or 5 on defense. You cannot split them anymore. Okay, it's usually 5-0 or 4-1 for new players. Okay, but we can't adjust it here anyway. Okay, and we are going to do one last ready check. Everyone ready check. Yell out your east empty, west empty. Okay, like what Kelly is doing. West empty ready. So my party west empty. We are ready on the west platform. Make sure waymarks have been placed, and then we will start shortly Okay, so once all parties are ready, I will do a set a pull time, and we will try our best to clear this. Okay, south empty, east empty, west empty. So east ST parties. Okay, thanks Typhon. Okay, Typhon is going around casting bravery on players to give us an extra DPS.
Thank you.
Boost.
My big tips. Okay, sounds good.
All good, huh?
Yep.
Okay, we'll be starting in ET 2210 lah. Okay, 2210. 1 minute 30 seconds long from now. Okay, now last few things to check before we get started. Okay, just ready up. So Mega Bot stuns for main tanks. Okay, now any other tanks, if your main tank dies by accident and you are a tank on that platform, your job is to step in, rotate to defense quickly, stuns on, provoke, and hold the boss until either the main tank gets back up and takes it back, or if they stay dead, you are the main tank now. Okay, because if not, then you'll start to auto attack the DPS and squishy healers and kill them one at a time. Okay, now the other thing is okay, LB2 at 2208, LB1 at 2209, range, caster, or melee LB. But if you're gonna melee LB the boss, PvD's pro tip number 69, do not touch the boss, do not touch the ball. Wait, move closer to it, but don't touch his hitbox. Okay, if you are not sure, just let the range or caster do it. It's safer that way. Okay, and last pro tip, PvD's pro tip number 67, if the music is making you nervous, turn down the BGM. Okay, move a /BGM space 0 to turn off the music if it's making you nervous. Other than that, we'll try our best. Breathe in, deep breath, breathe out, exhale. LB2, we are starting soon. LB1, fire it off, and main tank established. Now, Osma opens up with heavy hitting tank buster like auto attacks on all the 3 main tanks. Keep the main tanks alive. Now the first mechanic will be go to the rear. Go to the rear. Everyone to the rear. Now staying stacked together, move forwards as a group. The spike ball form does a split damage auto attack that must be shared. If you get close and he hits you with the auto attack, you eat it by yourself and die. I saw someone like zoom or just as I say it, and it's like okay lah, whatever. Okay, knock
Do
back
as
to
I
the
say,
front.
not
Knock
as I
back to
do.
the front. Arm's length and sure cast works as well. Okay, but just try to position yourself to be knocked to the front. Yeah, don't fall off. If you fall off and die, do note that you will respawn on the south platform. Find a chance to go back to your platform if your spirit procs. Okay, but otherwise, not much else you can do about it. Hey, not having my turn. Okay, black hole number one. Black hole number one. Everyone to a button. Everyone to a button. All 6 buttons must be accounted for. Once the animation has gone off, okay, once you see this swirly pattern, you can step off the button for more DPS uptime. Okay, now movement mechanic. We are going off the platform, main tanks get off last. Okay, and main tanks go back in first. Okay, the reason why we say main tanks get off last is because auto attacks are still going off, and if the main tank steps off the platform, someone else takes the auto attack, which is a tank buster. Alright, double movement mechanic next. We are going off the platform, get off the platform, and then afterwards go to the rear. Okay, go to the rear after the laser, go to the rear now. Try spike ball form, staying stacked, move forwards together as a group. There will be meteors. Meteors go, meteors go. Try to adjust. Okay, one at the rear, one to the left. Place your meteor and come back to the party for shields and heals. Incoming knockback, get knocked to the front, get knocked to the front. Stay stacked after the knockback. Burn adds. Okay, the main tank will pull the adds to the group, just burn them down. Okay, and continue to stay stacked. Movement mechanic. Knockback, get knocked to the front, get knocked to the front. This must be to the front. Okay, and continue to stay stacked. More uptime. Black hole 2 soon. Okay, black hole 2, everyone to a button, everyone to a button. All 6 buttons must be accounted for. Would agree. Once
I saw that.
animation has gone off, you can step off the button. I know, right? It reminds me of someone I know. Okay, double movement mechanic. Stay to the front, stay to the front. And afterwards, we'll be moving to the, get off the platform afterwards. Get off the platform now. Now, triangle form, meteors and Excel bombs, get ready. Bait, pain. Okay, bait, pain, pain bitter, bait, pain. Excel bombs, stay still. Nice. Meteors go, meteors go. Now, if you have meteors and Excel bombs, handle the meteors first. Place the meteor and come back to the party for shields and heals.
We're gonna have to
Play,
shield.
can't go play west.
Alright. Thank you, burn. Oh shit, that exploded.
That's okay, we're good, we're good.
Keep going,
It's
keep
fine.
going. Yeah, it's okay.
Just over here.
Movement mechanic. Go to the rear, go to the rear. Okay, and go back to the front. Now, continue to bait pain. Excel bomb, stop moving. Nice home stretch, but don't commit yet. There's gonna be a black hole soon.
Kill it.
I think we can just kill it.
Yeah,
Nice,
kill it.
Okay, very nice. Well done.
Good job,
Okay.
everyone.
That was really good.
Actually, that's pretty good. Other than
Like-
that one meteor, other than
One
that, it was
meteor.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, though, healers, like, on the job, healed up super fast.
I know, right? Okay, now,
Nice shields.
most important thing now, right, is if it's the first time you cleared, you gotta yeet yourself into the
Bye,
hole.
Cici.
Thanks for coming, Cici. Yeah, okay. Now, if first time, you gotta yeet yourself into the toilet bowl here. Yeah, just have faith and just eat yourself. Yeah, for bottles especially, you need to jump in first. No lah, okay, this is just tradition for first time players. Now, once you jump
Very
into the
nice.
hole, you will respawn on the south platform. We are gonna take screenshots here for those who want to take it. Excuse me, facing away from the exit. We'll take a screenshot here. Now,
You're gonna take a screenshot.
you can do it. Now, other than
Yeah.
that, I'm gonna just wrap up this session. Okay, so congrats once again everyone for the clears. Well done, very nice, quite smooth. Now, at the south platform, there's gonna be a treasure coffer. Please remember to grab it. I've had cases where people just, oh, I forgot to pick it up, and then they just lose out on the loot. So don't forget to grab the treasure coffer at the south. This treasure coffer actually gives you a seal and cloth, which is actually used to purchase or form the body piece. Okay, the Kirin Osode or the Vermilion cloak is used to purchase these body pieces with the seal and cloth. Okay, ideally you can either sell it on the market board, or preferably you just sell it or give it to a friend, ask them to come join us for future BA runs. Okay, this way we can get more people to join us for BA. Then we call this the BA pyramid scheme.
No, it's the shock element.
No.
MLM.
The BA pyramid scheme.
Shock pyramid scheme. Yeah,
Okay,
pyramid scheme.
okay, I don't drag on too long. Now the next thing to mention here is that okay, once you've grabbed the treasure coffer, taken screenshots, do remember for new players to exit using the exit portal at the south platform. Once you go through it, there will be a continuation of the storyline. Okay, to finish up your quest, there's an NPC on the other end who will finish up your quest line. Remember to talk to them, watch the cutscene, and then wrap up the BA storyline. Okay, and other than that, if you feel that this is fun, you want to come back for more BA in future, or you want to bring friends to do BA, feel free to join us in future runs. Now the BA regulars will usually host these runs. I think, like I mentioned earlier on, there'll be one more being run by Tomato next week. But do read the event details. Okay, some of these runs are like park runs, anyone can come. It's just a regular BA run with some twist to it. Okay, but there'll be certain spicy BA runs where they would say things like, oh, there'll be no healers, or there'll be no tanks, or something like that. So we sometimes do like themed runs just for fun. Feel free to just join those as well, but take note of the terms and conditions for them. Okay, now the other thing to mention here is that for what did I say? Okay, yes, for players who want to host future runs. Now, we are actively looking for new hosts as well. Now, if you have cleared BA a couple of times, okay, you're not brand spanking new. Okay, generally, I discourage fresh new players. If you haven't cleared, maybe don't jump into the deep end first by hosting. But if you are new, if you have cleared a couple of times and you are looking to host BA runs, we actually have a lot of resources in our Discord for these. Okay, feel free to ask questions regarding them in our Discord. Okay, there's a Eureka questions channel where you can ask things like how to host runs, where are the resources from. If you need help, you can approach us and ask us for help with hosting the runs as well. Okay, I myself, I will host the practice runs once a month. Okay, but there'll be other veterans who will join these runs as well, and they actually are very open to helping out with the runs. But you must ask them. Okay, you must ask them. Don't just like post and then expect people to turn up. You need to take the initiative to step up, to ask people for help, so that we can assist you along the way. If not, we won't know to take the initiative as well, because we don't know if you want the help or you need it or things like that. So I do encourage players to take a bit of initiative to step up and ask some questions. If you want to host, okay, or in future runs, if you want to do things like main tank, okay, like maybe today you clear as a DPS and you find, okay, I usually play tank, you want to main tank, what do you need to know to main tank? Or you want to heal, what's my trace for healers, and things like that. Ask these questions in our Discord Eureka questions channel. A lot of veterans and helpers there can help to assist you and answer any questions that you may have. Okay, now last but not least, thanks very much goes out to Kelly for organizing for today's session. Thanks, Kelly.
It's
I know it's getting
okay.
quite late lah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then the usual regulars as well. Okay, Galen for main tanking. Some of the veterans, we often see them, players like Typhon, Keko, Notrafi, okay, Galen, etc. etc. Okay, they will usually be present in
Bella
this.
for staying as a battery.
What? Sorry.
Bella stayed as a battery.
Oh yeah, as a battery, yeah. And the support guys as well. They came in just to help us with support. So all these guys, they don't really need the BA clears, right? But they are just here to give a helping hand. Okay, Eric with perception, things like that lah. See, they are often around for BA runs. So a lot of appreciation goes out to these guys. Okay, I can't do these runs without them as well. So they're actually the ones who are carrying most of the runs lah. So I need to thank them as well. So thanks very much, guys. Okay, I hope to see, I won't hold you guys back for too long. So that's it from me. Congrats once again on the clears. If you want to do more, I'll see you guys in future BA runs. Okay, and any question, just ask in the Discord lah. Okay, I hope to see you guys in future BA runs. Thanks so much. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys in a future BA run. Thanks, guys. See y'all around.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Big fan. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rest easy. Y'all
Bye.
deserve it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Thanks,
It was fun.
guys.
Okay, bye.
Alright, bye bye. Signing off.